OG Crunkster.
And today is episode 67 of the OG podcast. 67. Jesus. Oh my Jesus. How's your
Been
week?
that-
Go ahead. What are you going to say?
So it's been that long, huh?
It's been that long. You already know where I was
A
going to
lot of
go.
episodes.
A lot of episodes. Man, I hope at 67 we're still doing this. 67 years.
Yeah.
That's
Well, we'll see. Now that's a long time from
Yeah,
now.
well, that's hopefully technology will be evolved by now, to like a whole better state. Not to say the technology's bad, but just hope it grows a little bit more.
Yeah. I mean, you're talking like 30 some years. Yeah, it's going to be crazy later on. So, yeah, I'm sure it'll grow a lot.
Definitely, definitely. How's your week been, buddy?
Well, been pretty good. For starters, of course, you know, but letting the audience know that I finally played Final Fantasy 14 for the first time. Um, of course, Handy was trying to communicate with me, and I was really not having it
Let
because
me
I
see.
was
My
so
headphones are
involved
going
in the
out.
game that I just
What's
wasn't
going
caring
on?
about everybody messaging me. Because believe it or not, I had like 5 people messaging me all day long. What do you think of the game? And I'm like, I'm playing the game right now, guys. Like, I'll tell you later.
I know you told me. You told me you're like you have to wait for the podcast, and I'm like, rip.
Yeah, like it was just a situation to where, and anyone that actually knows me knows that anytime I get involved with a new game, especially an RPG, the world's dead to me. I don't want to talk to nobody. I just want to focus on the game, learn it, enjoy it for myself. Have some one-on-one time with the game, and kind of go from there. As a matter of fact, back in the old days, like an older Final Fantasy would come out, I would pre-order it. I would pick it up at midnight at GameStop, and I would just run a marathon. I would take a couple of days off. There was even one time I actually took an entire week off to play an RPG that just came out. So, and when that happens, everybody knows I'm probably not going to answer my phone when you call. You might get lucky to get a text message back from me. Like that's how intense it gets for me. Like I really get into that when I'm playing something new to me.
Definitely.
So that was kind of like the big thing. But I mean, other smaller things happen too. Like, for example, with YouTube, I've noticed that I'm actually getting a little more of a following now, which is great. Which is funny because like I haven't really made a video like in 2 weeks, and I'm getting more subscribers that I'm not making as many videos that I was when I was making constant videos. So I guess quality over quantity is working. So I'm going to
Yeah,
continue that
definitely.
trend.
Well, you
Uh,
can thank me and Bezoid for that because people that have been coming to me and Bezoid's channels on Twitch have been subscribing to you also. So
nice.
it
Well,
is
I appreciate that.
definitely
And let me give out a,
go
a
ahead.
couple of cover shout outs real quick, just so people know that I have noticed. I'll go over some of the newest people that have subscribed. Since you did just mention that you've been sending people my way, I'll just go over the most recent ones if you're okay with that.
I'm totally fine with that. Go ahead.
All right. So right now, my current total is 88 for subscribers. So thank you guys for that. Some of the newest subscribers have been TLG Presents, which is actually a gaming channel that does their own thing. They're up and coming as well. They got about 77 subscribers, something like that. So they're an up and coming gaming channel. They decided to show me some love, so I appreciate that.
Nice.
Grand Basso, Longbeards, of course, Bezoid recently subscribed. Just DB, thank you for that. So you guys are like definitely showing support just by subscribing. It helps a lot, especially if I do get to that 1,000 number where YouTube will actually start investing in me.
Throwing
That's
money at the
awesome.
screen. Throwing money at the
Yeah,
screen at
exactly.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because I'm not really the kind of person. Because I notice in a lot of other people's channels, you always hear them say, go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you like my videos. I personally don't like saying that. I'm the kind of person that feels like if you like my channel, you're going to subscribe anyway, and people are doing it. So I don't advertise it, but I know that's the legit way to do it as far as like hustling with YouTube. I'm
Yeah.
just not trying to hustle it. I'm just trying to do this as my side project, and if everything comes, and it comes, you know what I mean. So,
Definitely,
but yeah, I
definitely.
do appreciate you guys for showing the love. I just wanted to shout you guys out. Let you know that yes, I've noticed and thank you. But what were you gonna say? I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. I was just gonna say I agree with you with the quality over quantity thing.
Hmm.
I'm 100 percent about that. That's why like I can't get on a weekly schedule. The only weekly schedule I have with YouTube is the podcast. But any other
Hmm.
content like I can't do it because there's two reasons, okay? The one, the video's got to be entertaining to me.
Right.
The video got to be entertaining to me for me to put it up on YouTube. If it's not entertaining for me to put up on YouTube, I'm not putting it up on YouTube. Two, if I know a lot of people are already making this video, then I'm not making the video. Um, it might be a little weird to say, because the way I look at it is like, well, I don't have that big of a following, so it's not going to show up in the recommended videos as it would if it's something that's like brand new or something that's like dead and is being brought back to life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's how I am. Like that's why you don't see a bunch of Fortnite videos, because Fortnite's so saturated now. It's like, well, okay, it's
Everybody's doing it.
everybody's doing it, so now it's time. If you have not noticed a trend with me, once everybody starts doing something or everybody starts following what I'm doing, I tend to change gears because I always tend to try to do something that somebody is not doing. I tend to try to be a leader and not a
Hmm.
follower. It's not saying that's like a winning strategy for me in anything. That's just always been me. I've never been one to follow suit because somebody else is doing it. I've always done the opposite. Um, so you know, that's just how I've been. Speaking of which,
Yeah.
I've actually reached over 100 subscribers this
Nice.
week
Triple
in
digits.
triple digits. Kind of interesting because I'm in the same boat you are. I have not really put out any videos on YouTube as of late. I did try
Hmm.
streaming mobile PUBG on YouTube.
How'd that go?
Eh, eh.
Eh.
It's PUBG. It's PUBG. Really, honestly, streaming that game from the phone, I thought was gonna
Hmm.
be in better quality, but it kind of looks like poop. So
Uh-oh.
I wasn't happy with it, but whatever. It's got a lot of views, so YOLO.
There
Uh,
you
I
go.
mean, but see, that's another thing too. I'm picky. If I go and I upload a video and then if I don't like it, I'm like, no, I'm not releasing it. The only reason why I did it was because it's a live stream, and
Right.
live streams are the quickest way to get your hours on YouTube. So, might as well try to get my hours up if I can. Also, um, even though it's working right now, yo, Crew Dog with that raid, let's go. DB with that host, let's go. Yo, OG just shouted you out, DB. You missed it, bro. Thank you for this Yo, let's go. Officially, my headset that I'm using right now is actually broken. Um,
Oh.
but you know me, I'm very technological. I always try to make things work even when they don't work.
Hmm.
It's working right now. Um, but I literally have to sit in a spot where it won't work because it's not the headset part. The actual headset part and the cord works fine. It's the actual mix amp on the inside is loose
Hmm.
and it's broke. Yo, thank you for that host, Cloudy. It's broke. So like I officially had to um, buy a whole new headset, a whole new mix amp. Wife wasn't too happy about it, but
Nope.
she was not, considering I just spent money on an Elgato. But I was like, it all came from the stream. She's all, I don't care. You throwing money at the screen. I was like, yeah, I know, but it actually should be here. Actually, it'll probably be delivered on stream. And again, I went totally left field. I'm not gonna reveal what I got yet. I got everybody on the Astro TRs, bought Astro TRs, same headset as me, and I'm weird. If something breaks and I'm buying something new, I'll don't buy the same exact thing. I always gotta upgrade. So I've upgraded, um, because then it just feels like I'm wasting money to me. I don't know. That's just how I am. Um,
Okay.
so like I don't know. It's just weird. And then I found out also after 3 years, because I've had this headset for about 3 or 4 years. Um,
Okay.
the part tends to break anyway. So I said, well, I'm not gonna do that again. So I bought a brand new headset, brand new everything. I won't reveal it until Monday. But the way that it's gonna be set up, I'm going to be able to have my Xbox and my PlayStation sound at the same time. So I no longer have to switch cords. I literally just have to hit a button and I get digital sound from my Xbox and digital sound from my PlayStation. So it's
Okay.
it's going to be efficient. So I'm pretty excited about that. I've been playing the heck out of. Oh, this weekend I played the heck out of Final Fantasy. Definitely love that game. Um, I'm a level 17 now. I've been grinding. My goal is to be a ninja in Final Fantasy.
Hmm.
Yo, what's up, Jax? I'm looking to. You're looking to. Oh, I didn't get a splitter switch. I didn't get a splitter switch, bud. I got something. I got something different. Once I get it, I'll show you what I got. Um, I'll show you what I got. It's not a splitter switch. It's something completely different. What's up though, Jax? I thought about that too. Um, but I'll show you what I got, and you might be able to get that, and then just use the headset. But I got the headset that went with it. I don't know, just because. I can. Because of you guys, because you guys are awesome. I would be giving away my Astros, but like they're broken, so I don't want to give somebody something that's fully not usable. Um, the only reason why they're working right now is because I know how to make them work, and I don't want to give something to somebody and it not work, and then they'd be like, Andy, giving away them faulty products, man. I've already been accused of enough stuff today, ironically. So, yeah, I don't like. So I'm not definitely not gonna do that. It's crazy,
Hmm.
crazy, crazy. I can't go into that detail of what happened. For those that are close friends, yeah, you'll know. OG, I'll talk to you later. But
I'm
anyway,
sure.
yeah. But any further ado, I've been playing some Fortnite. Been grinding on Fortnite. I've been using some Grandpa Killed You sensitivity. Grandpa Killed You uses a certain sensitivity on his Fortnite, and I absolutely love his sensitivity. It sounds so weird and so perverted, but his sensitivity seems to
You said
work.
it.
His sensitivity seems to work, and I get kills. And so I've been doing very, very well. Haven't been doing like 100% amazing, but I've been stepping it up to where like I'm actually wanting to play the game more and not throw my controller at the screen instead of throw my money at the screen. Um, so um, I watched the Call of Duty Championship this weekend, one of the small championships. We're gonna talk about that later. And then yeah, I just been chilling, playing video games, and just hanging out. I know there's something else, more something else that happened this week, but it more happened to Bezoid than me. But I was a part of it, so I will let Bezoid when he comes in, talk about his week. He's gonna be a little
That'll
bit
work.
late. He's gonna be a little bit late because he's picking up his. I think he's picking up his son, taking his son. One of the way he's which way I don't know which way, but his son's going one way or the other. I don't know. Either way, he's busy at the moment. But I'm gonna go
That's
ahead.
cool.
I'm gonna go ahead and let you start off, OG, because I'm you know what I'm dying to know about. I want to know.
Uh,
I want to
All
know.
right. Well, before I get into what you want to know, I do want to kind of answer a question that you brought up last week or a concern you had.
Mm-hmm.
I had mentioned how I was going to try to get competitive in Shadowverse, which is the card game I've been playing.
Mm-hmm.
And you were kind of worried that, if I put a lot of effort into it, it doesn't really push for much.
Right.
Well, I did a little research, and it turns out, and it's actually in the game. So the game actually tells you there's a little tournament area where when you're playing the game, it actually tell you what events you can register for, where it's going to be at, and what the prize payout is. And as a matter of fact, they have some qualifying tournaments. The ones that I've seen, if you win, you get $10,000. And you get entry into their big tournament, which if you win the big tournament, it's $1 million. So there is an actual big cash prize pool if you're good enough. You just have to
Mm-hmm.
be willing to, travel to these locations to play these events. There are some events you can just play at home, but there are some events as far as like, how Hearthstone did their thing at PAX.
Right.
Well, they do the same thing at different gaming events. So if you're able to make it to those events, you can play and potentially win money there as well. So there is actually a good prize pool to actually play and be good. So you don't have to worry. As long as I get good, I can potentially, do some more.
So, are any of these in Texas by chance?
Not that I've seen yet. So if they do have one in Texas, I will definitely be letting y'all know. So you'll know that that's what I'll be pushing for. But not yet.
Okay.
Hopefully soon. But they do have some in other countries as well. So it's not even just the United States thing. I mean, you can go almost across the world to play in certain events if you're the traveling type. I'm not, so don't expect me to go to France or anything like that. But that's the thing. But yeah, as long as I can play locally, I will definitely be there. That's pretty much the plan.
That's cool.
Uh,
That's cool. That was another thing I did. I actually downloaded the game. I've been playing it.
oh, nice. What do you
So,
think about it so far?
um, and because I have respect, for your gaming, and I have respect that you're going hard at it. But to me, and I told
Hmm.
Bezoid this last night. Um, I hope this doesn't offend you, but to me, it feels like a very watered down, simplified version of Hearthstone. Um,
It to some degree it is. It is I guess I don't know if I want to say an easier version, but it does feel like everybody has a better chance at this game than Hearthstone.
right.
The main reason I prefer this is because one, everybody has a chance. I mean, you get tons of free packs to where you can automatically build something decent right from the get go. You're not
Mm-hmm.
having to constantly, play arena to get packs and stuff like that, and you don't have to spend nearly as much money in this game that you have to do in Hearthstone. So it's kind of one of those things. It financially is better
Right.
for me to play this game. Now,
I Go ahead.
if I was better off financially, I'd still play Hearthstone because then I can just buy all the cards and actually win a lot. But since I can't afford to buy the cards, I'm like, eh.
See, if you was to stream Hearthstone, there might be people that throw money at the screen so you can get the cards you need for Hearthstone. Just saying.
Yeah, you're right. It's just I'm more of a video maker than an
Yeah,
actual streamer,
which
so
is
that's kind
fine.
of
Which
where
is
it's
fine.
weird.
That
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, we got like I was talking to this guy last night. He was asking me a bunch of streamer questions. I get that a lot apparently. I don't know why. I'm no
Mhm.
ninja or nothing, but I was like, he was like, is it better to do YouTube or Twitch? And I said, oh, excuse me. I said it's best to go wherever your heart's at, man. Wherever your
Yeah.
heart's at, because that I mean, your heart, your passion for it is what's gonna get you through the hard times, through the low
Yeah.
times. If I didn't have a passion for streaming or a heart for streaming, I wouldn't have got through my low times, my really, really, really low times where it was just me and my bot. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
but see, I don't have a passion for YouTube, so I'm just like, okay, I'll make a video here and there. You know what I mean? Um,
Right.
you know, but back at the subject at hand, the game. The one thing I did like about the game, I liked the whole evolve feature, and I thought it was kind of cool that if you didn't get to go first, you got to evolve more. So it kind of
Yeah.
evened it out. I
It
thought that was
balances. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. And the fact that you
Hmm.
can pretty much evolve any card, I thought that was
Yeah.
really cool. It's not.
Oh yeah.
Cause at first I thought the evolving was like only with certain cards, and then I was like, well,
Oh
wait a minute. I was like, I can evolve this card too. I was like, it's kind of cool. I mean, I like I said, I like the game, but I'm also
yeah.
a Hearthstone player, so it kind of makes me want to play Hearthstone. But then like,
Mm,
I don't have to think as hard either though, and that's
yeah.
I think that's what I enjoy about it too. Is I
It's
really
easy to play.
right. I don't have to think so hard. I don't have to go. I don't have to you know really freaking. It's something that I could play on the toilet. Okay,
Yeah, pretty
you
much.
you can't play Hearthstone on the toilet. You'll break a blood vessel. I promise. I've tried to play Hearthstone on the toilet. It does not work. Um,
Nope.
I literally almost dropped my phone in the toilet because I was like, "Oh my god, I don't know what to do." And yeah. Hearthstone is
The
not working.
pressure.
Yeah, Hearthstone and Fortnite Mobile and um
PUBG.
yeah. The what was I gonna say? I was gonna say the one of the games that's gonna be hard to play on the toilet also is Fortnite.
Yeah,
Uh,
I believe that.
so
There's some balancing that needs to be done there.
yeah. I don't, again, Fortnite. Why are we not out for Android yet? Okay, we have all these cool things that I want to discuss about Fortnite, which we will, but you're not out for Android yet. But so that's definitely one of the games you can't play on the toilet. Yeah, we should do a segment one week. What are the best
hmm
games to play when you're on the toilet?
That's good.
I'm
That's
just
that's
saying, cause that's a thing, okay? I don't know about y'all, but I watch Twitch when I'm on the toilet. I do. I watch Twitch when I'm on the toilet. I watch YouTube when I'm on the toilet. It's
I've
it,
done that.
you know, freaking Krudoc said solo what? I you can get Fortnite. Why? Because you have an iPhone on your phone. Well, then you got to show me the APK. You got to hook a brother up because every APK. Because I'm risky. I take risks. I download APKs on my phone, and I don't recommend it, but I do. And every APK I've downloaded for Fortnite has been broken. Um, or maybe you are on the list. I don't know, but I
Mm.
I have not been able to play. Um, I have not been able to play Fortnite on mobile yet. Um, but yeah, I definitely be watching YouTube and Twitch on the toilet. I even watch it in bed most of the time when I'm naked. I only reason why I'm open about that because Crew Dog knows that because I sit there and say in chat, he goes, "Come play, Handsy," and I'm like, I'm naked in bed. I can't come play right now. I just feel weird. I used to when I wasn't a streamer, I used to be able to play games naked all the time. But now that I'm a streamer, like I'm always like worried that like my cam's just gonna come on one day on accident, and the like stream button's gonna come on, and next thing you know, like I'm streaming naked on Twitch, and then there you go, I'm banned. So yeah,
Career ruined.
yes, we are ruined. So and yeah, I would definitely not. You have an iPhone? Oh, that's why you have it. That's
That's
why.
why. Yeah, it's not
Yeah,
on iPhone. He's gonna play it
yeah,
on Android.
yeah. Rip. The one time that I, would like to play, have an iPhone. Maybe just a tablet though. I probably wouldn't want a phone, but a tablet because I could play Fortnite. Because I promise you, while my wife is watching iZombie, I could be playing Fortnite. Because that's what my wife watches. She's all about iZombie right now. Like she just now got on the iZombie train, and for those that don't know what iZombie is, iZombie is a show. This is about this female girl who went to this concert, and basically she got scratched by a zombie, and now she's a zombie. But to keep her from not being a full zombie, she has to eat brains. So she was smart, got a job at a morgue, and so she could eat these people's brains And but the catch of it is when she eats these people's brains, she gets like their memories. So she started working with the police department, and so like when people would get murdered, she would eat part of their brains, and she would help solve the mystery. But it's like it's a very comic. It's a very it's a very comical show. Yeah. Just so you know, they brought iZombie back actually. Ironically, my wife just got into it on Netflix, and I looked up. I was like, why did the show get canceled? Right. Well, when I go to look it up, like it said, oh, season 4 starts such and such day. It actually started like 3 days ago. So they just now started bringing it back. Yeah, like my wife like binge watches that show. Like she absolutely loves iZombie. Me again, it's not my favorite because I'm just not into zombies. I don't know. Me and zombies don't get along. Vampires, yes, I'm into vampires. I'm not into zombies. I'm into vampires, but definitely.
Yeah, I'm not really big on zombies either. I think the idea of the vampire is cool. And no, I didn't like that chick flick vampire movie. What was it called?
Twilight.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, because my ex had me watch that with her because she was obsessed with it, and sigh. Sometimes you take one for the team.
Yeah,
You pick your
yeah,
battles.
yeah, yeah, and that's what I do for iZombie, right? Like that's what I do
Mhm,
for iZombie. Like I take one for the team and I watch it with her,
mhm.
because I have Netflix on the Xbox, so I'll
Yeah,
sit there and watch it with her. But like those are the times I'm like, dang, I wish Fortnite was out for Android because I could literally be playing Fortnite with DB
yeah,
or somebody while I listen to iZombie as I put my air quotes up. So
yep.
yeah, um, definitely. So
All right. So since I've stalled long enough for you,
yes,
I'll go
thank
ahead
you,
and.
thank you. I've been waiting. Okay, I'm sorry. This is all I've been waiting all week. Okay.
Yes. All right. So we'll go ahead and talk about this, and it's just kind of a shame Beasley's not here. I know this has kind of been his bread and butter lately, but so now that I have played Final Fantasy 14, I can give at least a first impressions kind of a thing about it. So first and foremost, yes, I am enjoying the game. I actually think it's really, really good. It actually does have a story. It's not just an MMO that you play and you do, stuff with other people. You can sort of actually go through the motions of the story and talk to whoever you need to talk to do the next quest. And it's actually just like playing, a regular RPG to some degree because you actually get to do fetch quests sometimes. Could you please give this letter to this person?
Yes.
Or sometimes they'll tell you, I need you to kill X amount of these monsters and bring a part of them back for me. And of course, you get rewards based off of the quests that you do, and you get more quests as you do more.
Right.
So I like that. It gives you something to do in the beginning, especially if you're just trying to play it by yourself at first, so you can kind of get your feet wet. The game does do a really good job at kind of explaining how to do things, and what to do. There are a few things that I had to kind of experiment with here and there because right now I'm playing a mage class, so I'm
Oh,
basically casting
interesting.
spells.
I really didn't
I'm doing
expect
something
that from
different.
you. I really didn't
Oh,
expect.
nobody does. Yeah, and the only reason that I'm doing this is because in the past, even when I play RPGs, I'm more of the action slash. I beat you down, I pick things up and put them down kind of person. I'm just a big buff guy
Yeah.
that can take your fucking shaft and beat you down.
Right.
Well, because of the role playing thing that I do on Saturdays, I'm playing something different that's of the spellcasting variety, and I'm kind of enjoying that. So in Final Fantasy, I figured, let me go ahead and just try a spellcaster in the game. Start something a little crazy, a little bit different, just to see what happens. And it's pretty cool. I'm sure that I would enjoy a fighting class a little bit better than a spellcasting class, but I'm trying to learn everything so that I know what's going to be my go-to once I
Right.
actually like get high up. I'm only at about level 8 or 9, I think. I'm
Oh,
not
okay.
too sure.
Okay.
I forgot.
I thought
I don't
you
really remember.
I thought you surpassed me by now because the way you like secluded yourself. I was like, oh, he's
Well,
probably
I
level
took
20.
breaks.
Oh, okay.
I've learned to take breaks, as far as like getting something to eat or running a quick errand here and there. So even though like it showed me logged into the game, I wasn't actually constantly playing. I would just kind
Mm,
of let it sit there while I went and did something, and then I would come back.
mm.
Otherwise, yeah, I'd probably be at like 20 or something by now. But I'll be playing again on Sunday, and I'll probably be playing a little bit longer because I had a lot of distractions, unfortunately, on Sunday. Not talking about the text messaging, but other stuff came up that needed to happen, so
It's
it
okay.
kind of
You
threw my
can
day
you
off
can
a
you can
bit.
tell everybody I was bothering you because I was the one messaging you. I was like, hey,
Well,
bro.
you weren't the only one, believe it or not.
I was like, do you need any help? I'm on. I'm on. I'm on.
And I do appreciate your willingness to help, but this is something I wanted to kind of experiment on my own first, But
You've always
yeah,
been
we'll
that way
definitely
though.
be hooking up later.
You
I've always been that way, yeah. I actually have another friend too, who actually is in my Saturday game. He plays Final Fantasy 14, or at least he was for a long, long time grinding it, but he's ended up playing as much because there's not a lot of people he knows that plays, so he kind of took a slow down route. But when he heard that, when I told him Saturday that I was going to be playing on Sunday, yeah, he blew me up all day too. Like, so what do you think of the game? And I'm like, I'll tell you later.
yeah. The
So
beauty
you weren't the only one.
the beautiful thing about 14, and I don't know if you know this, is that you're able to change classes whenever you want. All you have to do is just level it up. You don't have to make a new character. So say for instance,
Mm,
I may want to be a healer for a day. Okay, I
yeah.
can go and learn the healing stuff, and just all I have to do is level it up, um,
Hmm.
which is really good. Um,
Yeah, I think it's cool.
yeah, I think it's really cool because you can really master the game. Right now, my goal right now is I want to be a ninja or a samurai, which
Hmm.
that's like way further in the game with the
Hmm.
new expansions, which you have that too. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm going, and then maybe from there I might go red mage. I don't know, dude. Like
Hmm.
I've actually like I the storyline is what got me. The storyline and the graphics. Now again, I'm a big thing about controls. The one thing that I would say that probably is not my favorite thing is the controls, but it's not that they're bad. It's just the like there's certain things like because you can disable the touchpad where it's not a mouse, but even when you do that, it make kind of makes it a little harder to transfer to the map and do well. Because my big thing is like when I transfer to the map and then when I close the map, when I go to hit the X button to track the monster, or because
Hmm.
because you gotta not track the monster but target the monster,
Target
it
it. Yeah.
it accidentally pulls up the map and I'm like, well, rip, and I'm like, but I mean, other than that, I enjoy the game because even though I'm a low level, I'm still able to take on high level stuff just because of my strategy in the game. And what's up, Angela? Because I'm right now I'm a monk right now. So
Oh,
like
monks are good.
yeah. So I punch people in the face and kick butt. But the very key thing about monks is you gotta move, right? And you gotta be able to like hit people from behind, which that's always been a Final Fantasy thing and an MMO thing. If you ever hit a monster from behind, it's always gonna take more damage, unless there's some kind of thing where it can't. I definitely enjoy the way that the game is so stable. When you play that compared to Terra, like I don't even want to get you on Terra now. Like I just don't because it's a totally different experience, and now you won't enjoy Terra. Um, Once you play Final Fantasy 14, you won't enjoy Terra. Why? Because for one, it's not as stable. For two, there's no storyline. I mean, it is, but it's a very weird storyline. It's like,
Hmm.
and to me, even though I know it's not, and I know it's gonna offend some people when I say this, but my brain when I play Terra, it automatically thinks hack and slash. Like it's not like that, but because of the way it's so competitive of what you're doing, that's like my brain just automatically thinks hack and slash. But
Okay.
I definitely do enjoy Final Fantasy 14 also, and I can't wait to play because with you because like I'll be able to go through like I don't have nobody to go through like the dungeons with right now because Bezo is
Okay.
so high level. You know what I mean? Bezo it's like a level 314 or something.
Well, something I read, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but he could play with you. He just has to. What happens is they have a level adjustment that they do to your character. So if you want to participate in lower level things with your friends, you can participate. It's just that you just become a watered down version of yourself.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. So I mean, like, yeah, I think he told me about that. I think he did tell me about that, but I don't know. He's supposed
I
to.
do agree with you too about the controls.
Right.
Again, the controls aren't bad. It's something that you have to get used to because I have a hard time, I guess, like, because when you're the spellcasting type, I like to kind of, move and then throw a spell out, move and throw a spell out. Like, I'll just sit in one spot and
Mhm.
like spam.
Mhm.
So, with me moving and then like targeting, well, I mean, once you target something, it's basically a
You could,
lock.
yeah,
But
you
when you're
can look, yeah,
moving,
you can lock it.
yeah, but I move and I have to press a certain button to like throw the spell. And then there are certain spells you can't move; you have to stay in one spot. So depending on the situation I'm in, I may have to stay in one spot for a few seconds so I can cast a certain spell. But overall, like I do like the game. It's just the controls is something that I do need to get used to. That is the only thing that I'm struggling with is the controls. Other
Yeah.
than that, the story is great, the graphics are great. I haven't learned how to do everything yet. I mean, there's still a few things I got to play with here and there, but as I continue to play the game, I'll learn more. But yeah, so far, I think it's great.
That's
And I'm looking forward to playing with you guys.
Yeah, we definitely got to get you in the guild because when you're in the guild, there's a guild boost, so you'll level up quicker. Um,
Yeah.
and then also the another thing that I love the soundtrack, but I don't like how like when you get in the battle, the music gets super duper loud. For somebody that wears headphones on his head, it's kind of
Hmm.
a problem. But I mean, you can manage that. But other than that, I think the game is really good. It's also a good starter MMO if you're look like this is what I'm saying. If you're looking for an MMO like you're willing to throw money at the screen at to pay a monthly subscription, so the game is stable. Um, I believe Final Fantasy 14 is that game because for 5 months, all you gotta pay is $12.99 for each 5 months. That's
Yeah.
really good.
That's pretty good.
That's really
Yeah.
good because most are just $15 a month, and that's what I
Hmm.
thought this was at first until I found out. Until I did some research and found out you could do $12 every 5 months. That's really good.
Yeah.
And for how smooth it runs, like that's
Hmm.
really good. Like I've played that game. I don't think the game's crashed on me once.
No, I
So
haven't had any like issues with the game as far as like connectivity or anything like that. Um, the only thing that I would say that turned off my girlfriend about the game was the fact that it just took forever to get started. I understand why though, because I mean they want to make sure that your information is protected. And for those that are not sure what I'm talking about, when you first like download the game,
yeah,
you have to register your account, and then they have to do a kind of checks and stuff, and you have to get set up and registered. So yes, it does take some time to get started. But once you get started, you're pretty much done with all that, is my assumption,
yeah.
and you can just play it, basically just plug and play. But she was like, "Man, why does it take so long?" I was like, "It's just because of all this, other people have messed up other MMOs in the past, so this is their way of preventing those issues.
Yeah.
So if I have to put up with a little bit of a long wait in the very beginning, I'm willing to do that to protect my account."
Well, the main reason too, and what a lot of people don't know this, and this is another reason why I told Cloudy if he gotta play, and I'm saying this on record so anybody can hold me accountable. To this when Cloudy gets a PS4, I'm buying this game for Cloudy. Um, um, he when you do the subscription thing for Final Fantasy, you don't need PlayStation Plus. So, like, that's why it's so secure because for some, I don't know how they do it or whatever. Like, when you all you need to play Final Fantasy 14 is the internet and the subscription. You don't need to be subscribed because I thought that too, right? I was like, dang, that's like pretty hefty. So you got to pay $60 a year for PlayStation Plus and then pay, like a monthly fee for Final Fantasy 14. But no,
Mhm.
I did more research. Like I said, you can do the five months for 12.99, and then have the game, and then just play. You don't need to have PlayStation Plus. You don't need a PlayStation Plus pass, and that's why it's so secure because like they're their own network. Like they surpass the PlayStation network. That's why
Mhm.
that's why when you before you log on, you have that like weird like interface, and then once you log onto your account, then the actual game loads, and that's why you needed that certain key because, um, and that's why we couldn't game share the game is because, it's not connected to PlayStation Plus. So
Yeah, it has nothing to do with PlayStation Plus. You're
yeah,
absolutely right.
yeah. So
I was gonna bring that up, but I'm glad you said it. So I'm glad you understand too. So that's
yeah,
great.
yeah. So I mean, I mean, to me that's freaking awesome. And that's
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think if anybody's in the MMOs, that's a good starter game because like you don't have to throw money at the screen for all these different things. Because I mean, getting a PlayStation Pass, getting this and getting that, I mean, it can get a little crazy. But so I definitely recommend Final Fantasy
Yeah,
14
me
to
too.
anybody that's in MMOs. Definitely. I guess I'll get into my story. I thought Bezoid was going to be here by now, but I guess not. But it's okay. Um, so I guess I'm gonna get into a little bit of the Call of Duty pro scene that happened over the weekend. Since I know Bezoid is not gonna have much to say on that because he didn't watch it, but I did. For those that don't know, FaZe Clan actually won this weekend in a Call of Duty event. That's really crazy. Because
Nice.
they haven't won in over 3 years. Uh,
Oh wow.
yeah, it's been a very hectic road for FaZe. I'm not a FaZe fan, but everybody knows it's always been Optic versus FaZe, and it actually happened this weekend, and it was probably one of the most exciting um competitions I've seen in a while, only because it like it ignited an old rivalry. Now, again, I don't know what's going on with Optic. I'm not, I love Optic to death. Optic's like, one of my favorite teams. But I would definitely say, um,
Oops.
maybe, I don't know what happened, with what's going on with Optic. If personally, I mean, from a viewer standpoint, it seems like some kind of like momentum shift has changed since like the ownership. But I mean, I don't know. I feel like they're gonna get back in gear. I'm just happy that they were able to get in the top in the top like 10 in the top 4, because they normally don't do this in the small events, but just to see them in the grand finals was pretty good. And he said, Romance blame it on Slasher. The biggest rivalry, right, is Optic versus Optic. It's very true. It's very true. It's very true. You know what? You're so right, DB, because I don't know. You have one side of Optic that's like super happy, super stoked, and then you have like another side of Optic that is like you can just tell they're just like, what the f's going on? You know what I mean? Like you know
Nice.
exactly who I'm talking about. But it was a definitely good game. It was a definitely good tournament. Do I think? Because a lot of people are still saying that there needs to be trades over at FaZe. So my question is, like, and this is for the chat. Do you think, and these are for the people that follow this, do you think that maybe this FaZe team winning is a one-hit wonder, or do you think there still need to be changes? Also, um, I feel like this, and this is where I was gonna go into the next thing, but Bezo's not here. I feel like this update that happened with Call of Duty World War II is um is not meant for the casual gamer. I think it's to change the esports game because I played the update last night and the game's still not fun. For OG, you don't know, but Call of Duty decided to do a big update and kind of change the game. But they really didn't
Okay.
change anything. They just made it to where like certain things like you have to earn that come with the perk actually are now attachments, which is really weird. And then they added
Hmm.
these certain perks that are on the what do they call this? The what do they call it? The freaking the little patch things like what are they called? Like
They're
oh
like
my
patch updates. Yeah.
I can't no I can't think of what it's called. Oh my god. The oh it's like on the tip of my tongue, man. The assignment like airborne and all this, like what they are, like their role. I'm just gonna say role. I'm gonna simplify it and say role. Their role, like your airborne role, now like you automatically get like all these perks and like they stay on you. Now I feel like they ruined Airborne because I'm not a gun ho fan, but automatically when you have Airborne on, you automatically have gun ho. For those that don't know, gun ho is like where your gun is always up even when you're running. So it's like you don't have so you can hit fire better, but actually it makes me handy hit worse. And DB said I think they have past the prime. You think Optic is past the prime, or you think Phase is past the prime? And here's a question, right? Here's another question for Phase. I mean, for the chat about Optic. If you really had to let go of one member in Optic, who would you let go on the team? Would you let go of Karma? Would you let go of Scump? Or would you let go of Crim Six? I already have the one I would let go, and it may surprise the chat who I would let go, but I
Well,
guarantee you.
before you answer that, do you think that it's necessary for them to release somebody?
Optic. You think they're past their prime? Yeah, I could see that. DB. Do I think they need to release somebody?
Yeah.
No, I think I think because it me and my wife have both we my wife watches a lot of Optic content with me,
Hmm.
and my wife is not like a big fan. Um, um, Optic are scum. Really? You think Optic are scum? Really? Can I ask your opinion why you feel that way? Um, um, the my wife feels that like since like they've changed ownership, because like I said, Hex doesn't have full ownership of Optic anymore. The Texas Rangers, the co-owner of the Texas Rangers, have co-owns Optic, and so ever
Hmm.
since like he took over, my wife feels like their formula has changed. Like like it just and I could see it. Like she's like because we'd watch a lot of Let's Plays, and
Yeah.
she's like she's like we don't she's like people don't want to like my this is just my wife, so anybody that watches this from Optic and you know take it up with my wife, but my wife's like nobody wants to see that. People want to see like what they do and like hype games and stuff like that. Nobody wants to see that. And they're like she was like she felt like the intro was soft, like the intro to the video was soft. And she's like, that's supposed to be like one of the best teams in the world. She's like, when you see that, you don't think that. And I was like, well, I mean, I don't know, babe. I can't control that. And she was like, I just feel like it was like the you know she said I just feel like ever since then that they've changed, and I was like I could see that, but I feel like ever since like they've been focused on more content, doing content, like um they just haven't been focused on winning competitions. Like if you think about it, like everywhere where they have been to compete, they've kind of like choked. So even in the I believe even in the Overwatch scene, I don't know. I haven't like been able to watch. He said kills and Killa and Nina have been banned from GBs for 6 months. Dang, that's crazy. Optic is scum. I don't like how they're big headed. Now, I don't think they're all big headed. I don't think they're all big headed. I don't think all Optic's big headed. There's like some like cool Optic people, like Optic Midnight. She's not big headed. She's chill. There's some, but I can see where you think that. But I mean, like really though, that just comes with the territory in esports. Like everybody thinks they're the, everybody thinks they're the shit. Like when they're the esports, and I'm saying that in retrospect, it's just like when you go to battle, right? When you go to battle rap, like take it from like somebody that raps and is battle rapped and won battle rap competitions. Uh, OG's been there.
Yeah.
But when you go and you go to compete, like you have to feel like you are confident enough to kick anybody's butt, right? Like you can't go in there and be like, oh yeah, I know he's better than me, like so you have to have that mentality. Like I can go and kick kick anybody's ass. And that's how I used to be. Now a lot of people that didn't know me, they would think the same thing. They'd be like, oh, he's big headed. No, it's just I'm putting on, I don't want to see nobody, behind the scenes. I'm like, yeah, I have much respect for this MC, I have much respect for that MC. But when it comes to crunch time, when it comes to like I'm gonna tear somebody to shreds, and I'm they ain't gonna see that I have like mad props for them. I'm just gonna rip them, you know.
Yeah, and you have to be that way in any kind of competition. As a matter of fact, when I used to play Magic the Gathering competitively, locally, I made a name for myself. I got to the point to where whenever they paired everybody up in a tournament and I sat in front of somebody, there would be people that would sit down, look at me, and just throw their hands up and say, "Well, I lost." Like they gave up before they could even play me because of my standing. And I would tell them, I would say, hey, just play the game. You never know. I mean, you guys got to realize that, I mean, yeah, I'm a good player, but that doesn't mean that you don't stand a chance. When I see someone that has a higher rating than me, I don't throw my hands up and say that I've lost. I sit there, I stare in their eyes. I say, all right, let's do this, and we throw down. And then if once the game is over, then you can be like, all right, GG, that was a good game. I like how you did that, all that kind of stuff. But beforehand, you got to put your poker face on. You got to put your game face on. You got to let them know that I'm here to play. I'm here to win, and that's what it boils down to. It's not about being big headed. It's just about being confident in your skills and not letting them see weakness in you. Because some of it's a mind game too. Like some
Yeah.
people will purposely mess with their head, and if they get into your head, then yeah, you've already lost because you're gonna make mistakes.
He said
So I
honestly.
definitely agree with that.
He said honestly. I think right now, uh, uh, honestly, I think right. I think the hate right now. The hate right now towards the hate cut team is you don't have anyone pulling out consistent content either on YouTube or Twitch anymore. That's very true. You have to show confidence, just like what the Xbox crew does. We we overflow with confidence in kicking PS4's crews. You definitely right. You definitely right. But hey, I'm just saying. A birdie told me that the Xbox squad struggled last night. So the PS4 squad may prevail this week. That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing. I don't know. We'll see Friday. For those that don't know, what Crew Dog is talking about is uh, what we do is since I play Fortnite on both systems, I play Fortnite on the Xbox and I play Fortnite on the PlayStation. Through the week is basically we keep tally on which squad has the most wins, the Xbox squad or the PS4 squad. I'm the only person that gets to play on both squads, but I play my heart out on both teams. I don't have favorites. But and right now Xbox squad has won 3 weeks in a row. But this week both squads are struggling. We didn't even get a win yesterday. PlayStation squad did not even get a win yesterday.
Oh,
Xbox squad has already got one win, And as I heard about in y'all scrims yesterday, I heard you guys were struggling. I don't know. I wasn't there. That's just what I heard. That's just what I heard. Struggle, but I was playing. I don't know. I just heard you guys were having a hard time. You guys only got 2 wins the whole night, and I know DB. That's not DB. GB averages at least 5 games a win. That's why I always that's what I told the PlayStation Squad. If we can get at least 5 wins in a week, we'll be okay. We can win because DB's average is 5 games. 5 games. But I mean, we haven't even come close to even doing that. You only played 6 games? Oh, well then that's pretty good. If you only played 6 games and you got 2 wins, y'all are doing really good then. Y'all are doing honestly really, really well. So like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. If I was if I had to be the coach, and I had to say, you know what, I have to get rid of somebody, I don't know, I'd probably say Crim6. But I don't know. I don't know, man. He just always seems like he would be, I don't know. I always see Karma pulling it off. I see the other ones pulling it off, as much as possible. But Crim6 just seems to he just has those ruts, man. And then he lets it emotionally get to him. But I don't know. But I would totally agree, though, with what you said about the content, though, earlier, though. DB, I would totally agree with you on that. Just DB, great thing is that it only takes 1 game to realize, hey, Crew Dog, you can't get rid of Crim6. We want to see the hand wiggle. Oh yeah, that's true. That's true though, man. Like that inspired my daughter. Like, true facts. Like, me and my daughter, we watched the Optic game this weekend together. My daughter loves watching Optic. She don't care what Optic it is. She's like, Daddy, can we watch Optic? And we pretty much developed our own handshake from the wiggle. She's like, Daddy, we gotta do a shake like the Crim6 wiggle, and we do our own shake. Maybe one day we'll do it on stream one day or something, or we'll record it and we'll send it to Optic. But he said, I think we won 4 or 5 games yesterday. No, you guys did not win. You guys only won 2 games when you was with DB. Maybe you and your woman while you was eating tacos, but you guys did not win 4 or 5 games with DB. Nope. Maybe today you will, now that the new patch is out. Handy Kill Cam, you see who has been dropped, moved in the COD scene this week? No, I have not. Gaming, let's see. Ooh, Miss Online wrote a paragraph. Gaming, I meant, is for fun, enjoyment, and bring people together from all over the world, but with so many competitive about team and so many people taking it more serious, it's become the next Ninja Optic Clan doc. Well, I don't know, because there's two different fields, right? You have your esports field, right? And then you have your casual field. Like me, I love esports, but God knows, I will never be playing in the esports team. Now, I've had visions of me owning an esports team, and I've also had visions of having an esports handicap Overwatch team. And in fact, when I went to PAX South, I brought it to certain people's attention, and they were like, bro, if you were able to do that, we would sponsor you like right away, but you have to, you know, again, I have to find people that play Overwatch, and I have to find the handies that want to play Overwatch. Um, you know, I got people that play, but most of them play Fortnite. A lot of them don't play Overwatch. But when
I
I
see
was,
you there, Bezoid.
yeah, I see you there. What's up, Bezoid? Um,
Yeah,
but like, you know, I get what you're saying, but you gotta like understand, like, Optic's been around for a long time. Optic's been around since Modern Warfare 2. FaZe has been around since like Modern Warfare 2. So I see what you're saying, but at the same time, like, I mean, you have to, like, you have to understand, this tournament that they were playing for was $500,000. So when you're playing for that kind of money, I mean, of course it's gonna get competitive. And and about the Ninja thing, um, like, I don't see competitiveness when it comes to like Twitch streamers. Like, to me, Ninja doing well is good for business, right? Because regardless, it's gonna bring more people to Twitch, and regardless, those people may, okay, this is just hypothetically speaking, most of those people are may say, you know what, I want to find another Fortnite streamer that I'm able to talk to, be in the chat. So, you know, they may come to me, they may come to DB, they may come to Crew Dog, they may come to whoever. You know, not saying I don't want to be big one day. Of course, I would love to be big, but I love being able to communicate with chat. Do you know how hard it's gonna be one day if I got like 400,000 people to communicate in chat? Like, oh my Jesus! Like, so, like I said, I've never, like, when it comes to like Ninja and stuff, I don't try to compete. I don't see the competitiveness in that. I know I never understood why people that are streamers on Twitch compete against each other. I just don't understand it. It's never made any sense to me. That's why I don't understand why streamers don't want to help other streamers sometimes, because they're afraid of losing their viewers or whatever to that other person. You gotta have confidence in yourself. I know if I help Bezoy succeed, I ain't worried about if all my viewers go to him or whatever, because at the end of the day,
no.
at the end of the day, I'm confident in what I do. I know that you're talking. Oh, you're talking about Ninja. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. You're talking about Ninja in this Fortnite in this stream. I know exactly who you're talking about. No, wait, you're talking about what? I'm talking about Ninja on his stream.
He's talking about people trying to be the next one.
Not his stream.
He's not talking about Ninja himself. He's talking about other people trying to be the
I mean, it's gonna happen. I mean, it's just how it is. I mean, I don't know. Like, you know, there's people that want the Biddy song from Handy. I'm just saying.
I mean, I want it not for.
I know.
I want it on my phone. I want that song.
I'll just play. Hey, you're kind of away from your mic. It's kind of hard to understand you a little bit. Just to let you know. I don't know.
Sorry, is it better?
No, you're like. You seem like you're like far away, like you're in the back corner of your room.
Or underwater.
Or underwater. Yeah, that's a good. That's a good. I don't know. I mean, people are always gonna be like people. Try to be like people. I mean, you know. To be honest, I want to battle rap Ninja. If anybody hasn't seen Ninja do a freestyle over the Wiggle beat on the video, like, I saw that and I was like, man, this dude really. You know who he reminded me of when he rapped? OG, and he reminded me of one of our friends. You remember David Mace?
Yeah. $MA$E.
Yeah. Bro, he reminded me so much like him, bro. And then, like, when he stood up and, like, he was doing those moves, I was like, oh, snap. I was like, man. I was like, oh, man, this is funny.
That's our boy, too.
Yeah, that's my boy. But he reminded me of, I was like, man. I was like, dude. But the only thing was, yeah, this is way better.
Okay.
like Ninja just had like no offense, but Ninja had like no skill in his freestyle. But I give it to him because like I was like, dang, why didn't I think of that? I should have bought the wiggle and done that. But yeah, but I challenge Ninja to a battle rap. If anybody can make it happen, make it happen. I challenge Ninja to a rap. But okay, Bezoid. Yeah, no, Bezoid is here yet. Bezoid is here. All right, Bezoid. We're gonna backtrack a little bit.
Okay.
How was your week, man?
First of all, my week was awesome. Got some streaming in. I got some gaming in. I got to play a couple things, even stream with the missus. And on that day that I streamed Resident Evil 6 with the missus, Grandpa rated me with like 400 people. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's been a crazy week.
Yeah.
Definitely. We had yesterday we had the competition going on. We didn't get any wins, but I think I know what we can do to change that.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, it's been a great week. We got a lot to discuss, a lot to go over.
All right,
Oh,
crew
how
dog,
about
make it
this?
happen, bro. Make it happen. Cause I got some one-liners, bro. I got some one-liners for Ninja that's gonna make him gasp. He's like, "Oh my Jesus!" And
Wait,
it's
are
like,
you gonna have one of those battle history, Mr. President of the world? Are you gonna have one of those rap battles?
I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I got something for him. I got.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. I've seen those.
Handy versus Ninja.
Handy versus Ninja. Be like, you can't beat me on Fortnite, but I'll destroy you on the mic. Oh.
Bars.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. It's like in me, and I haven't battle rapped in a long time. It's in me right now. It's in me. Soon as I saw that, I was like, oh no. But anyway, yeah, man, that's freaking awesome. That's freaking awesome that you got rated with 400 viewers. And to let y'all know, the way Grandpa got 400 viewers is Courage, Optic Courage rated Grandpa with
2,200.
2,200 viewers.
2,200.
Oh man.
Let that sink in.
Yeah, 22. Like, do you guys realize? You guys need to talk to Grandpa. Do you guys realize like right now Grandpa can be partnered? I'm pretty sure he reached the 75 concurrent. He needs to go apply, and yeah, get it done. Get it done, man. Because why not? Because why not get partnered? Definitely. So did you hear about OG's experience with Final Fantasy?
No. I left right before he started. I heard about the tournament stuff. That's why I was listening to that. But I didn't hear about the four. Please tell me. I need to know.
Okay. Well, you can.
I've been waiting.
I need to know.
You can reiterate.
I need to know.
You can reiterate. OG.
All right.
Like.
So we'll just kind of backtrack a little bit and let's kind of just briefly say that I love the game. Good story, good graphics. I need to learn the controls a little bit better, but other than that, like it has a lot of potential to be something to play long term. Everybody and their grandma was like messaging me and blowing me up all day Sunday. Like, what do you think? What do you think? Handy being one of them, and a few other people.
Yep.
But yes, I did grind on my own a bit. Basically, I'm just doing like the simple stuff, fetch quests, a couple of kill monster things here and there, kind of getting my feet wet to kind of get used to the controls and stuff like that. So I can eventually be a good, asset to a team in the event that I do a raid or whatnot. It's just right now I don't want to do anything super crazy because I'm never going to hold people back. So that's why I'm trying to learn and like get used to stuff.
Oh, bro,
but yes, the game is fantastic.
Key question number 1.
Okay.
Which class have you been playing, and which do you want to play?
Well, right now I'm doing an archmage kind of thing. I'm just casting spells. I got to summon a carbuncle, so I have a carbuncle companion right now. Basic stuff, but yeah, summoning, spell casting. That's where I'm at right now. I don't know what my end goal yet is because I want to test out a lot of different classes to see, what they're about. So I don't know what my end game is yet.
So right now you're Arcanist.
Yeah,
Which is good
yeah,
because you are leveling two classes at once. The Arcanist gets the benefit of leveling the Summoner and the Scholar at the same time.
yeah.
So while you're leveling that up, you already two into the game. So nice.
Nice.
Definitely, definitely.
2 for 1.
Nice, nice. Okay, Bezoid.
Uh-huh.
We've been saving all the juicy stuff for you. So go ahead and hit us with some knowledge.
Oh well. First, let's because y'all was talking about Ninja and Fortnite earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I had the pleasure with Crew Dog this morning. I was playing with Crew Dog. Shout out to Crew Dog and the B&B Productions. We got to see the portable fort. Oh my Jesus! It is like huge. It's like a real big tower. I thought it was gonna be like a little tower. No, it is huge with tires in it. Yeah, of course. Crew Dog, I gotta shout you out, man. And the tires in it bounces up to the top. It's got like a whole thing handy. I don't even know what to say, and it pops up like that. And we haven't.
Can you explain to the not only the stream but the people that might be listening what the Portafort is?
Yes, what the Porter Fort is a item that you can get like a grenade or an impulse grenade or a gun. It takes a slide up, and you use it. And once you use it, it automatically builds a huge fort, whether it be metal, wood, or brick, and it pops up into the air. And it's like it looks like about 4 stories high. Correct? About 4 stories high. And what it is basically uh, um, say you're getting jumped and you want to save yourself real quick. It pops up right in front of everybody, very fast. Yeah, 3 or 4 layers high, and it's like all like a 4-door. It's like how you build around yourself 4 walls.
Mm-hmm.
The 4 walls go up like 2-3 levels, and then it branches outward at the top. And yeah, and it's crazy because we was just saying I want to see how it is, and the dude just popped it right in front of me, and they got to jump on me real nice. It's gonna be. So, it might be a problem for people.
Is it gonna help me, or is it just gonna be?
It's gonna help you when you're like, oh crap, we're getting jumped. It's gonna hurt you, depending on how good the teams is that use it, because man, it can be a quick problem.
Did you try the new key binding thing?
No, but I seen the key binding stuff, and I wanted to try it out. I've been really busy this morning.
For those that don't know what the key binding, go ahead. My bad.
It has the also like Kuda says, it has a funnel top. Kuda did try out the key binding. Matter of fact, I think I'll be doing that in a few seconds to test it out.
I'm gonna be doing that because that's what I've been preaching on.
Mm-hmm.
Is for them
we've been saying that.
They need to make key bindings for the controllers because that's the only way that console is going to be able to keep up or be able to build as fast as PC. The only thing that was weird is like I can't believe that the Portafort is also on PC. I mean, I believe it, of course, but that has even made the PC builders even faster. Also, to give a little insight, I was gonna play it this morning, but I got hit with some information that like just threw me off my game. So like I just couldn't even focus up to play Fortnite at that point. I text you. You already know. But
yeah.
So I
hashtag bad handy.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm bad handy apparently. Jack says it is going to help you when you have to and hurt when you don't. Yeah, I feel you.
When you have it, it's going to help. When you don't, it's going to be a pain.
Yeah,
it's going to. And the thing is, in game is going to be a solo. Please, if this is going to be a solo, it's going to be annoying because everybody's going to have one.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Also, what also came out during the update, which I'm very excited, is the new replay mode. Yes, I'm actually really excited. I'm really excited to make a YouTube video from it actually.
Now
Because
I'm gonna shout him out again. Crew Dog had it on his screen
yep,
earlier,
yep.
before I joined, and he was playing around with it, and it seems really cool.
Yeah.
He said it was really hard. It was really awesome.
Yeah, I was in there for a minute. I was watching him while I was naked in bed.
While you was naked in bed.
Yep. While I was naked in bed, the only man I'll watch while I'm naked in bed is Crew Dog, man. I don't feel weird because that's my brother. But anyway, yeah. So I'm excited for Fortnite. Hopefully I could become a pro player, not like a real pro player, but you know what I mean. I have some pro skills with this. I don't know. What are your thoughts on? Do you think they're going to nerf? Do you see a nerf coming with the Porta buildings?
Oh man, I gotta see from early judgment. From early judgment, I see where it could be a problem that they might nerf. They might nerf how many that gets dropped, like the percentage of it dropping may be lower.
Yeah.
But I can see where it helps people. Like I know a lot of people I play with that not really good at building that it really helps them. But I can see where it can be abused and annoying. So we'll see how the audience takes it this week, and then I'll get my full judgment on the next Wednesday. But it looks like it's going to change the way the game is a little, not much, but a little.
Yeah, definitely. I'm wondering when OG's gonna try Fortnite, man. OG, when are you gonna try Fortnite on PlayStation with us?
Ooh.
I haven't quite decided yet, just because I kind of already have a lot going on right now with learning Final Fantasy 14, trying to get competitive in Shadowverse. I don't know if I want to squeeze, and plus I'm still playing some of my other games too. I don't know if I can squeeze that in or not. I'm not sure yet, so I don't know.
Squeeze it. You're gonna squeeze it. If I gotta spit some butter on it, you're gonna squeeze it in one way or another.
We'll see. I'm not gonna make any promises. I'll put it to you that way.
I will say this to you, OG. I know you want to get good into the game and get good, and probably you might end up doing content for it. Enjoy it. Enjoy it, because you're gonna love the story. You're gonna love because you got a whole game to go through, a whole expansion to go through, and then the new expansion that we're currently in.
Yeah,
so you got a lot of content.
Because we just bought it when the new expansion came out. OG, like this expansion just came out. The Stormblood.
Ride it out. Have fun.
Yeah.
Oh, I am. Yeah, I'm gonna enjoy the crap out of Final Fantasy 14. That I can promise you. I just can't promise anything about Fortnite. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, Final Fantasy 14. Yeah.
When you play, he wants to be there because he wants to play too.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
You know why I said butter? Because our friend, we call him Butterball. We have a friend called Butterball.
God.
I'm not gonna bring that story into it, but there is a story that I have to bring up because freaking Bezoy was playing a song from American Pie, the movie American Pie, and it reminded me of our good buddy. Remember our good buddy that would try to watch scrambled corn over at your house, and we walked in.
Yeah. Those are things I prefer not to remember. Those are not the good memories.
Oh God!
It was bad. It wasn't like we were at his house or anything. We were at OG's house. We were at OG's house.
Wait. He was watching Triple X at your house, OG?
And it was scrambled. Yeah. It was scrambled.
Scrambled, by the way. Well, where you could hear what's going on, but you really only see a little bit of it because it was like, again, I don't know because I don't really watch it, but apparently, like, if you look really hard, all the green and colored scrambledness, you can possibly see something, but you heard everything clearly. And that's how it was before they blocked that all together back in the old days. But yeah, we had a friend that was in my other room watching that, and yeah, that's not a good thing.
The funny thing was, it's like me and OG, we were getting all these snacks, and we were getting ready to come in and game, right? We were like we were about to do this tournament. We was about to go on. We was about to go ham. We were about to go in. And like, so we just like walk in the room, and next thing you hear, ah! And we're like, I just looked at OG. I'm like, yeah, I'm leaving, bro. Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Not good.
Why am I not surprised, Kuda? Fighter 9, welcome. You made it.
What's
I
up?
don't think you missed the epic rant yet. I don't think you missed the handy rant.
No. I waited for Bezoid for this rant because Bezoid's going to initiate the story.
Yeah, I'll be doing that.
And I'm
soon.
gonna go off. And if you guys don't want to hear her handy rant, hit the mute button when it happens. I'll let you guys know. But I got a significant rant coming. I don't even want to start yet.
Blood got boiled that quick. Angela did ask you a good question, OG. She knows you're a mobile guy. She says, "Are you gonna play Fortnite on the mobile version, or are you gonna go for console?"
Because I am the mobile gaming guy, if I do get into Fortnite, it's going to be first on mobile.
There you go.
Just because I am the mobile gaming guy. So yes, I do have to do it on mobile first.
I'm saying that should be his name, his new name on YouTube, the mobile gaming guy.
OG mobile gamer.
Yeah. OG mobile gaming guy, and then have like a little cartoon picture of his thumb on a phone. Bro, I'm telling you, bro, I got it all. OG, I got you, bro.
That could be his emo.
Yeah, bro, I'm telling you.
Oh my god.
I'm telling you, bro.
Good.
Bro, I should be coming to like Twitch marketing, YouTube marketing. Somebody give me a job. Jesus. But yeah.
It's true that I used to watch.
Yeah, scrambled porn.
I think everybody, probably have a little story like that, but he was at his house though.
Yes,
that's
his
kind of
house.
weird.
He did it at my house.
We
you don't do that.
We have weirder friends. We had one friend that actually brought a porn over to the house where we were gonna game, and I was like, bro, we're not gonna watch this together. Like, it's not gonna happen. Like, bro, like we have some me and OG were like the normal people of the group, believe it or not. I think
I could tell.
Chris was pretty normal too, but
yeah, we had a couple of normals, but we had a lot of weirdos.
we had a lot of weirdos.
But they brought competition.
They brought competition, and they brought food, and they brought pizza and Pepsi. So, hey, you bring the drink of champions, it's over. I mean,
yeah, you already got your foot in the door if you got a bottle of Pepsi in your hand that has my name on it.
Spider-Man, like, I come in here and they're talking about scrambled porn.
I'm just saying.
It's a story.
It's a story.
Spider-Man,
It was a story about the me and OG and how, because we all used to, when we were younger, we all used to do gaming tournaments at OG's house, and we were all a bunch. We really didn't. You know what? We never had a girl in the group at that time that would do the tournaments. I just realized that. That's kind of weird.
We did have a couple that showed up here and there, but they weren't trying to be competitive. They just wanted to have fun and play casually, which was fine.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, we did have a couple show up, just not to go hardcore or nothing.
Yeah.
That was like our more chill sessions when they showed up.
Yeah, but it was never ones like in the tournaments that played Perfect Dark though.
We gotta
no.
go on the watch that.
Yeah, we're not gonna watch that. Yeah, no, definitely. Like, oh man, yeah, that's one of them is the same guy that put dishwashing liquid in your Super Nintendo.
He's the exact same guy.
Yeah, it's the same
He's the
exact guy.
exact same guy. For the sake of trying to clean my Super Nintendo, he had the bright idea to use a Q-tip and Joy. Which
Joy,
cleaned the color right out of my Super
Joy
Nintendo.
brings the color out. I used to
It
say that.
brings the color out.
I
yes.
used to do that joke all the time. Joy brings the color out. Because it literally washed the color out of his Super Nintendo. Please, nobody find that offensive. It's a joke about Nintendo color. But yeah, washed the color out completely out of the Super Nintendo.
Yeah. It sucked. I played in black and white for like a good solid 6 or 7 months before it finally was better again. But
Bro,
yeah,
it made you a better Tetris player. Don't lie. It made you better. Think
Oh
about
yeah,
it.
I had to be a better Tetris because I used to play Tetris Attack. That was my favorite puzzle game at the time, and it was hard to play without seeing the colors. You had to rely on the shapes and stuff like that, and that's hard to do. I don't care who you are; that is hard to do. But yeah, once I got the color back, I was unstoppable because then I had everything. I had all this. It's like playing Dragon Ball Z. You're treading in a hyperbolic time chamber at like 500 times normal gravity. That's where I was at. Okay, it
Yeah,
was a struggle. The struggle was real. I'm just saying.
yeah. Struggle was real back then.
Oh,
Oh,
speaking of anime, by the way, I kind of wanted to bring this up when I was talking about my week. But I want to bring it up because some of my anime friends wanted to bring this up because I told them I was going to watch it. But me and my girlfriend watched the actual movie live version of Full Metal Alchemist because I actually never saw it. I just saw the anime. And for those of you that are Full Metal
sorry, DB
Alchemist
just
fans,
made me
it was
laugh. Go
great.
ahead. Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead. What were you
But
saying?
for those of you that are Full Metal Alchemist fan, that live action movie was legit. It's a Netflix exclusive. Check it out. It's freaking fantastic. They did an awesome job with the story. If you were to watch the movie, you would have at least a good general idea of what the actual story is about. There's a lot that you don't get to see because it actually is a long anime, but the movie was freaking fantastic. The only thing that some people might not like is that it is in Japanese only, so you're gonna be looking at a lot of subtitles.
Rip. I'm not
Well,
watching it.
yeah, if you're not into
Rip.
subtitles, then you're not gonna like it. But if you're the kind of person that watches anime and actually can watch subtitles, and you want to see the actual movie version of Full Metal Alchemist, it's definitely worth your time. They did a fantastic job. Okay, you can go back to gaming now.
Hey, that anime is kind of gaming hand in hand. I gotta say.
They go hand in hand, actually. They really do. A lot of graphics, go hand in hand, and a lot of games do put anime influences in them. So yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I would say so. I'm sure Bezoid's wife would say the same thing because Bezoid
Oh yeah,
Miss Bezoid actually watches a lot of anime and
a lot.
she's a gamer too, which is really cool. She's funny. Like sometimes I'll be watching Bezoid stream. I'll be hearing Miss Bees in the background. She be making me laugh, boy. Ooh, she be making me laugh. She's funny. If you don't know what I mean, go check out Bezoid if you ain't following Bezoid already. Um, Make sure. Just so you know, we do have a fourth. We do have a person that we are going to be um, spotlighting this month. We decided to. We haven't announced this, and I figured we should announce this. We decided to
Sure.
we decided to broaden it and not just be a Twitch affiliate. We're doing Twitch, YouTube, and Mixer. So so instead of it being the affiliated spotlight, it's going to be the content creator spotlight. And it's just to give the people the exposure that we feel that work hard and and broaden the audience. Twitch can do it, but Twitch has uh you know limitations on how they do it, and so we said we're gonna do our own thing. So we're doing our own thing, and so I ain't gonna reveal who it is yet. I'll probably reveal it on the second to the last week, or the last week right before we go, to give you all a surprise, because you know how it is. If you know what they're gonna preach about at church, you're like, oh yeah, you know what? I've already heard that. I ain't going this week. I'll go next week. So gotta keep y'all in suspense, man, because we all know how you like to show up late for church. And for those that don't know what I mean, we always say a joke because half the time people show up late for the podcast and show up right at the end for the food. So, yep. Definitely. All right, Bezoid. It's your time to shine.
Give me 1 second. 1 second. Can you hit him with something real quick?
All right.
Something for the message.
All right. Well, then why do you do that? Let's let OG get into some of his knowledge.
Well, I actually kind of had a more of a screw it, I'll just talk about it. So apparently, there is some issues with people when it comes to Fortnite.
Uh oh.
Apparently now it's being accused of being too addictive,
Oh.
and there's like major petitions going out to basically shut it down. And of course, it'll never happen,
Yeah,
but
it'll never.
but yeah, apparently it's been declared too addictive, and I forgot what the rest of it was. But it's just stupid. But I bring it up because we need to know what the opposition is trying to throw at us so that we know how to defend ourselves when they come at us about it. So yes, it is a thing apparently, but we all know that just about everything can be addicting, and it's about the person, the player. Can they be responsible enough to handle this quote unquote addiction, if you will? Because I mean, Fortnite's not the first game to be super popular. There have been plenty of games in the past. It's just that right now, a lot of people are on the train of trying to knock video games down a peg, blaming them for all their problems,
I just
and so.
I just think it's funny. I don't mean to cut you off, but I just think it's funny
Sorry,
that
go ahead.
people think that people make a big stink about freaking Fortnite, but nobody did anything about when Candy Crush first came out. Remember how addictive
Oh
Candy
yeah.
Crush was? And
Oh yeah.
yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
Well, the reason they're picking on Fortnite is like they're now making more money probably than Candy Crush. That's probably what the issue is. But yeah, like you're right because when Candy Crush came out, I mean, it was all kinds of people. The people that weren't even gamers were like playing Candy Crush and
Yeah,
dropping like hundreds of dollars so they
throwing
could beat
money
the
at the
next level.
screen.
Like they were throwing hardcore money at the screen, but no one said nothing about that.
Nope.
But I think part of what's really pushing this is when the whole loot boxes thing started, because then they talked about how now it's all about gambling, and then they went from gambling to, oh, look at all these issues that are happening, and then it was over a game, and now they're talking about Fortnite being too addictive. I mean, I think it has a lot to do with timing rather than the game itself. Because it could have been any decent game. Let's say Fortnite didn't exist, and let's just say PUBG was like number one or whatever.
Hmm.
Maybe it is, I don't know. But let's just assume PUBG is now number one and
PUBG is
Fortnite
not
never
number one.
existed. I know. We're just pretending,
Okay,
okay? Put your
okay,
pretend hat
okay.
on.
All right,
So
putting
PUBG
it
is
on.
number one. Fortnite never existed.
Oh my god.
PUBG would be the one that everybody would be complaining about being too addictive.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So it's not the game that's the problem. They're just using it as a scapegoat.
Kind
So
of like
that's what you have to
Final
understand.
Fantasy.
yeah. I mean,
Mhm.
and the funny thing is too, I got something to add to that too. Actually, Australia is trying to ban the game because if they say Fortnite is too violent. I'm
Oh
like,
yeah, I heard you're right.
yeah,
Yeah, that's what they did
yeah,
say.
yeah. Australia, the whole country's trying to ban Fortnite, being played in the country. They're trying to make it illegal because they say it's too violent. And I'm like, Fortnite of all games is too violent, but Counter Strike's okay. Call of Duty's okay. PUBG, oh yeah, PUBG's fine. But Fortnite is just way too violent. I was like, yeah, I didn't report about it because at the first time I heard about it, I thought it was a hoax. But I mean, now that you're bringing this up, I mean, it's gotta bring some kind of truth. It won't. It won't. I don't think it will happen. Um, as long as GTA don't get banned, you can't tell me GTA is fine and Fortnite is not. Okay.
Well, see,
Just,
that's what
Yeah.
it used to be after GTA.
yeah,
They
yeah.
just know they ain't getting nowhere with that. They don't even know why they even keep going with this whole thing. This gaming thing, gaming. We've already got studies that show that gaming does not affect the outside world in that manner.
Gaming, people don't realize gaming helps people with PTSD. Gaming helps people with social anxiety. Gaming helps people with
Andy
depression.
Hillham himself
Yes,
is
handy.
a success at
Yeah,
gaming.
and helped me with my hands. Like people don't realize, like my legs were like this. Okay, my hands were like this. Like I couldn't open up my hands. It was every day me grabbing an Atari controller and gripping my hand around a stick, giggity gig, because I already know you people in there are gonna, whatever. And me playing with the stick every day what made my hands open up, and then gradually I went from controller to controller, and now I have no problems with my hands. So if it wasn't for game, imagine if gaming wasn't what it was, then I would just be, I would just be a freaking shriveled up, whatever. I would just be a tensed up thing. Like gaming really helped with cerebral palsy. That's the thing with cerebral palsy. Cerebral palsy affects people in so many different ways. For me, I was born 3 months early, so there wasn't like a lot of things not developed. I was not supposed to be able to see. I wasn't supposed to be able to talk. Actually, blowing bubbles with bubble gum is what actually strengthened my muscles to actually talk. My mom, when she was younger, she learned that from her French teacher because, back then when they were younger, like they didn't know stuff about cerebral palsy. So the thing about
They had to be creative.
right. So the thing about cerebral palsy is, which now they know that you can actually reverse cerebral palsy if you work at it before the age of 8. You can reverse it, but they didn't know it back then with me. But if you keep working the muscle will strengthen. The more the muscles will strengthen, the better off you'll be. And so that's how it kept happening, and that's why I'm able to open my hands. That's why I'm able to talk and all these things. So if it wasn't for gaming, there would be no Handy Kill Cam. And I don't mean the name. I mean me as a person, me being fully independent, me being able to go to the bathroom on my own, me being able to put my clothes on my own, me being able to getting up and down off couches on my own. If it wasn't for gaming, let me rephrase this before God slaps me in the face. If it wasn't for God and gaming, this wouldn't even be a thing. So that's why I totally am passionate about gaming, and it doesn't matter what anybody does or says or do, or it doesn't matter how many viewers I have or don't have. I'm always going to be gaming. I'm always going to be streaming, and that's how it is.
And DB, you're right.
Yep. Miracles.
After that conference that Trump attended, you heard nothing because they found nothing, and they can't pin the scapegoat on gaming because there is nothing. So they was like, okay, we're just gonna be quiet over here. That's what happened. They literally just said, we're not saying.
You feel like God can read between the lines? Yeah, thank God can. Or
oh my God!
I'd be messed up. Hey, he's got a sense of humor too.
Do you read what just DB said?
No, what did he say? Go ahead.
I don't want to say it out loud.
Oh my goodness.
He said, how much this scramble help you with the use of your hand?
Oh my Jesus.
Man, them wrist muscles, bro.
No wonder I got arthritis and all. I'm just kidding.
Oh God. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. See, man,
that's the joke of the day right there.
I love, man. Yes, exactly. God sees our heart. I just got done having that conversation with something. I said, definitely, God knows our heart. Definitely, man. I'm a total firm believer in God, and that's why I pray before my streams, not because of religion, but just because I gotta give thanks, man. There's a lot more that I've been through in my life that I really shouldn't even be. One day we'll have a sit down and handy talk, and I'll give you all everything that I've been through, and you'll be like, wow, no wonder why you believe in God. Makes sense.
We'll call it handy time.
Yeah, we'll call it the handy time. Maybe it'll be handy after dark.
Handy after dark.
I don't know about that, bro.
Bro, so let me tell you what happened, right? How did we become a handy after dark? We were playing. Oh, it was when you got raided, right? Okay. All of a sudden, when he got raided by Grandpa with 400 viewers, I'm doing this amazing things on Fortnite, and freaking Beastoid's like, bro, you play better at dark time. I was like, yeah, handy after dark, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, it was.
That's special.
The quiet storm with handy kill. Oh,
definitely.
Wow. Okay, we gotta keep moving.
We gotta keep moving
because I want to get to the rant.
Yes,
I really want to get to it.
Yes, so much Jesus.
And so, first up, with the Call of Duty came out with an update. We all seen it. And Just DB hit us with the good video. He hit everybody with the information on what was changed in it. So everybody were hyped about the different changes that were coming to the divisions and the perks and everything to World War II. And so yesterday I got on it in the morning time. I thought it was, I was kind of let down a little bit about how much didn't change. It was a change, but just not as big a change as, they were putting out, a Sledgehammer was putting out. Like they were saying the whole meta was gonna be different, and it is a little different. It's just not.
It's a tease. It's a damn tease.
And so I was playing in the morning time before I hopped in the Handy stream yesterday.
In the morning.
And then when we got home, me and Handy, we both hopped on it and we played it for a good long time. We played it for a while.
2 games.
No, we played about an hour.
It felt like 2 games.
And I will let Handy go from here because we were kind of disappointed.
Disappointed? I uninstalled it after that night again. Because how are you going to sit there, give me perks to put on stuff, but I can't remove the perks? Are you flipping serious? I don't understand it. You give me Gun-Ho. Okay, you first tell me I could put Gun-Ho on if I want to, and when the game first comes out, now Gun-Ho's permanently stuck on my airborne class, so you permanently ruined the only class that I enjoyed to play World War II on. Now I can't play it, because now I can't play airborne. I absolutely hate Gun-Ho. Give me the ability to take Gun-Ho off. Some of us don't want to run around Call of Duty being a hoe. I'm just saying. Like, what the flip, man? Like, why do that? Like, and give us a freaking, so instead of, like, putting, like, so now we can put silencers on the weapons, right? But guess what? You can still only put them on the SMG. So, okay, but the thing that you do get to put on the tip of your gun of the assault rifle is a weird rocket launcher, grenade launcher. I don't even know what the duck it is. If you're gonna go outside of the bounds of World War II, you might as well just give us the damn freaking silencer. What? Like, why can't we just, like, remove and add things? You already are going out of the bounds and saying, you know what? Our first attempt of making this game sucks. So let me just give what the people want. No, we're just going to continue to be Call of Duty, Activision, whatever, and be half-ass, excuse my language. We're going to be half-ass on doing it. We're going to make them think we're going to give them what they want, but when it comes down to the nitty-gritty, you're not getting what you want, and you're still not going to have a thing, nothing to grind towards. What am I playing World War II for? What? To grind towards what? There's nothing to play for.
Well, it is. It just don't have as much meaning as it used to. Which was the camo.
Let me tell you something. There's guns I want on Black Ops 3. Okay? Mm-hmm. There's no guns I want on World War II. So guess what I'm going to go do? I'm going to go play Black Ops 3 to go get those guns. I'm going to go play Advanced Warfare to go get those guns. Even if I suck, I still have a chance of getting those guns. There is no grind. There is no grind. This is why I sit there and said, this is why he came at the right time. I feel like this update was not meant for the casual gamer. This update was meant for the esports community. But still, I still don't feel like the esports community is not going to want to be running around with Gun-Ho. And there's a lot more ridiculous stuff that they put on the game, as far as, like, now with the radar jammer, now I can see exactly where people are at. Like, where they're shooting me from. Like, if you're gonna go futuristic with the game in a World War II setting, like, I just don't understand. Are you going futuristic? Or are you going backwards? Like, we didn't ask you to go futuristic. We just asked you to give us a damn silencer on an assault rifle. Or just at least give us a chance to pick and choose what we want to pick. And here's the thing. I get it. I totally get it. That you change the score streaks to kill streaks with a ribbon. Totally commend you for it. But here's where you still drop the ball, Activision. Your score streaks still suck. They still suck. So even if you give me that ability to do that, I don't want to use them. They suck. So, like, I felt like if you were gonna redo everything, let's redo everything. Don't be,
I
don't be.
they do need to totally redo the score sheets because the score sheets aren't fun.
No.
Aside from like the flamethrower, the flamethrower is actually pretty fun.
But how
other
can
than
a flamethrower be boring? Like, really though.
right. That's on anything.
I mean,
You
that's
put
a given, bro.
flamethrower in somebody's hands and they're gonna go crazy with it. The thing that why don't they just use the pick 10? Pick 10 things, perks, whatever, and there you go. Why are we still with this? You can only use this on here. You can only use this on here, and that's just stupid. That is unattractive. The game is just not fun. Even when we were winning, the game
It wasn't fun.
fun.
It wasn't
It just
fun.
was not fun.
It was not fun.
And I right afterwards, OG, me and Handy, we actually went from World War II and we went and played Black Ops 3. And we were losing and winning on both games. But it's just way more fun on Black Ops 3.
Yeah, I mean, and here's the thing, right? Like they also added this little fly thing where, and have you tried it yet, Bezoid? In the war mode, they have it where like but here's the catch: you have to complete the mission in the war mode to fly the planes, where you do a team deathmatch flying the planes, and you get to shoot the planes down.
No, I saw it though. I saw.
Okay, okay, and here's where they get you. You have to complete the mission. If you don't complete the mission, you don't get to play it. We are talking about the World War II update and how Activision still dropped the ball with the update, and how like they should have just either kept the game how it was or just redid the whole thing instead of being like.
No, they could have adjusted to the way they came with. This is going to be the biggest hit update in Call of Duty history. It's going to change the game, the meta, everything. No, it didn't.
It just changed the meta for esports. That's all it did, man.
It didn't.
I mean, that's all it did.
It wasn't that big of a difference. And believe me, I wanted it to be a big difference. And DB asked the question, is it my fault that he said it was my own fault for expecting too much. Shouldn't I expect them to get it right? Shouldn't we expect the people that we're giving our money to get it right?
Here's something that my 82-year-old grandpa told me that's still alive and still works out and still mows his own yard. He gave me this advice when I was like 7 years old. He said, "Son, if it isn't broke, don't fix it." Why they try to reinvent the wheel with this game blows my mind. Okay, you had two good. Okay, Black Ops 2 system was good. Perk system was good. Black Ops 3 perk system was good. IW perk system was good. I mean, it was, decent. So why would you go left field just to say you're different? Just to say you're different? But if different like ruins and hurts you in the long run, as far as the game wise, what do you say? Oops, wait, we messed up. Let's fix it.
DB asked a question. He said we should have. But what broken game was ever made good? Final Fantasy 14.
Final Fantasy 14. Yep. It actually was completely remade again because the game was broken.
Destiny 1 was broken at the beginning. They fixed it.
I wanna go out on the limb, but it wasn't broken. It was just boring. Does boring count as broken?
This which one?
Does boring count as broken? Depends
on what game is it.
Fortnite.
Fortnite? No. No. Let's see. We might get the couple of artists. Okay. 'Cause, 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 '
But Final Fantasy 14 is like the biggest one because
Final Fantasy 14 is the biggest
because
one.
they like totally rewrote the story. They redid everything. They came in and they like did the vocals. They redid the mechanics. They put PvP in the game. Like they like redid everything. But are you guys are saying broken, but you mean you don't like certain aspects
Certain aspects of it. No, I don't think it's more of certain aspects of it. I think okay, you had a game. You've been making these genre of games for how long now? 20 years, 10 years? How long? About 15 years they've been doing Call of Duty?
Yeah, about 15 years.
About 15 years you've been doing it. You've had a formula. You went away from that formula, so you broke the formula, and you gave us World War II. And it's not just us that don't like this game. They had to have done this big update for a reason because nobody wants to play it. So it was broken.
Right, it was when they do that because majority of the majority of the audience.
I like Destiny 1 too online. Believe me, I'll play that a lot.
And you can't blame it on Fortnite, right? Because at the end of the day, even though Fortnite's a good game, you're gonna have your core gamers that still play the game that they absolutely love. Like
I mean,
I'm sorry. Go ahead. You say you have people that love PUBG, right? So those people are gonna play PUBG. I absolutely love PUBG, so I'm always gonna play PUBG. But same thing with Call of Duty. But when those players that love Call of Duty don't play Call of Duty, and that's because something's wrong with the game, because they missed the mark. And when majority of their fan base is saying, bro, this game, when you got top streamers that don't even, when you got top Call of Duty streamers saying, you know what, I can't even play the game for like more than an hour, 2 hours, because I'm just so like, there's nothing here. Like, it's just not.
The thing about it, Jax, is, okay, we could just name like full-time Call of Duty streamers that don't play Call of Duty anymore.
Yep. Grandpa.
Andy was our full-time Call of Duty.
Yep. I was full.
Ben Cook, no, was Q Dog a full-time?
No. I can name a big streamer. Optic
Midnight was a full-time Call of Duty streamer.
Yep.
And these are just like a couple. It's way more that I know. Mm-hmm. That was Stoudemire used to fully do
Stoudemire was a god
and
Twitch streamer.
All dropped it because it was just not fun.
And here's something to add to what Bezoid's saying. A lot of the COD streamers, we pushed through IW. We dealt with IW. But nobody wants to push through World War II. And it's just because it's just And people can make the argument of Fortnite, but guess what? PUBG was out too when IW was out. And even though PUBG was still like not the Fortnite, it was still the BR bug.
It wasn't Call of Duty's fault that people went to Fortnite.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't Fortnite's fault that people left Call of Duty.
Yeah, Fortnite. No, it was
Fortnite just benefited from Call of Duty being stupid,
right,
and going against what they should do, which is appease the fans. I'm not talking about the individual fans. I'm talking about the collective of fans that's saying this is garbage.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
No.
Not the guys that just want to take out snipers or fire breathing shotguns. The guys that's like literally the game isn't fun.
And when you still have the same lobby problems from 12 years ago, it's something that it still bugs me to this day. When you still got a game that still gives you the freaking message on the bottom about the NAT type. What? Yeah, St. Louis.
St. Louis. There's another one.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, full-time Call of Duty streamer, and he's disgusting.
Oh yeah, and these are good. Like these are not half-ass streamers. These are good Call of Duty streamers. These are good Call of Duty players. St. Luke, good Call of Duty player, fun to watch.
Okay,
Stoudemire,
okay.
good Call of Duty player, fun to watch. Would
I,
drop like at least 30 nukes in a week.
I think we ran it on it enough.
Yeah, definitely. So I mean, I don't know. I think that I think Call of Duty, like I don't think there's no saving Call of Duty as far as because there's not really much that they can do. Not really.
Did you just read what DB said?
No.
We wanted boots on the ground, but we didn't want to wear them on the feet and backwards.
I told y'all, man. As soon as y'all
You-
got boots to the ground, it was not gonna be a good thing. I told y'all, man. I told
I
y'all.
honestly don't believe it's the boots on the ground thing.
No, it's the World War II thing, bro. If they would have gave us boots to ground in a modern setting, it would have been okay.
I think the division thing wasn't smart, where
No.
you literally are limiting players to. You can't really choose your want playstyle. You gotta adjust to the
You gotta
playstyle.
adapt.
You gotta adapt to what they say. You could use this on this and this on this. You can't just choose your own playstyle, and that's
Yeah.
after having all these previous versions of the game where you could build it to how you want to play, and then to say on this one you're limited because you
Yeah.
can't use SMGs on this class, unlike like you using on that class. Well, now we're going to make it an extra attachment, but you can't use silencers on this type of gun. You're going to use it on that type of gun, and you can't use bayonets on this type of gun. And this one has extra. It's just stupid.
And the fact that you're forcing me to use gun ho, it makes me so mad because I'm not a gun ho user. Yes, I'm a running gunner, but I just don't like the way it feels when I'm running. I just don't. It just feels awkward to me. So
And this
go ahead.
the last thing I'm gonna say on it is Grandpa said it best because I always wanted to know what Grandpa's opinion on why he don't play anymore. And he said it yesterday, and he said the thing that they did wrong is they took a simple game and made it unnecessarily complex. They made it complex, and the game was you pick up the game, you have fun with guys, you kill other people, get killed in multiplayer. There you go. Now they got so many things that they implemented in the game that made something so simple seem so complex, and that took the fun out. And that's what he thinks they're doing to Fortnite.
Yeah. You think they're making Fortnite complicated?
That's what Grandpa feels.
Well, I mean,
I hope they don't.
No, but I mean, think about it. Well, I mean, they're making it simple but complicated at the same time. But it's just because at the same time we all want the game to stay fresh. Like they're scared of the game going stale. But to go back to what online Oates was saying, I think that's their full name. He's saying Treyarch has made the best Call of Duty games. Agreed. The only other game that I would say that it was good, that I'm gonna say that was good, that was not a Treyarch game. I actually enjoyed Advanced Warfare. I don't think it was one of the best, but I think it was good. And it just sucked. That's why I was hopeful for World War II, only because of Sledgehammer, and Sledgehammer dropped the ball. Again, well, they really dropped the ball when they couldn't even execute properly, and that's what was the thing that I was worried about. And this is gonna be the last thing that that I'm gonna say about this Call of Duty thing, and then we're gonna move forward. Is everything looks good on paper, everything sounds cool on paper, but it's all about execution. And Call of Duty, except for Treyarch, has not been able to execute. And in an era where we live, where Fortnite exists, yes, Fortnite is a different game. We're not saying that, but I'm gonna say this: Fortnite has set the bar for all games in all genres for this reason and this reason only. Fortnite knows how to execute what they want to do in a game, and so when you can't execute in this age, and it's a game that's free. When a game that is free, and I was thinking about this the other day, right? I was thinking about this while I was on the toilet. And I said, why does a game that cost me, okay, and I'm talking about PUBG, right? Why does a game that cost me $30 play like a free version of the game, and the game that's free plays like I paid $30 for it? And you know what I thought about it for a reason? And I said, you know what it is? It's execution. And that's where Fortnite is killing all the genres and all the games. It's not because of the battle royale. It's not because of Fortnite. It's because of Epic Games and their execution. So if anything that Call of Duty can take notes from is learning how to execute, because that's even where they dropped the ball here. This update is they didn't execute properly.
So here's my solution.
Okay.
I'm gonna make a phone call to Canada.
All right.
I'm gonna get the excellence of execution, Brett the Hitman Hart, to call them and let them know how to make it happen.
Okay. You do that.
That's what's gonna happen.
You do that.
I hope you appreciated that.
I do. I do.
You never laugh, especially after this week when we watched WrestleMania.
Yeah. So I mean, executing. I don't know, and I have faith in Treyarch, but my hopes are not high. My hopes are not high.
My hopes are. I got it. I've enjoyed every Blackout, so I'm gonna keep.
I'll throw my money at the screen, but my hopes are not high.
If they screw this up.
This was the only Call of Duty I completely wasted my money on. Like, I haven't played any of the DLCs, nothing, and I freaking got the season pass.
Black Ops is my favorite COD of the series.
What?
I'm looking forward to 4, so I'm hoping October I'll be happy.
We'll see.
October 12th, I'm looking for it.
We'll see. Well, we'll know May the release comes soon when they talk about the game. It's actually going to be next month, so we'll see what happens. The press release about, I think they're going to reveal the multiplayer trailer. So we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. OG, do you have anything you want to discuss, man?
Well, actually, I just have a question, just for funsies. Just a fun little question. I'm curious, and audience, you can respond as well. When it comes to video game sequels, what do you think is the best and the worst video game sequel you've ever played? What game, part 2, was the best and the worst that you've ever played?
I already got it. I think I got it.
Oh, you got it? Go ahead, man.
I already got it. Devil May Cry 2.
Best or worst?
Worst.
Worst.
What was your best?
Okay.
Best sequel. I will need some more time to think.
I already know my best.
All right, what's that?
You already know what it is.
Well, I know, but I'm not the one that's going to spoil it for you.
SmackDown 2 on the PlayStation 1.
I figured as much. SmackDown 2. I didn't even say that.
It was the best on the PlayStation 1. Was the best. Had a continue.
Well, why don't y'all explain why? I forgot to mention this. Why don't y'all explain why you think these are the best and the worst sequels? I forgot to say that. Go ahead.
Okay, well, go ahead, Bezo. Go ahead and explain, and then I'll.
Well, the reason why the Devil May Cry 2 is the worst. It's the worst in the whole. If you ask any big Devil May Cry fan, which of the 1, 2, 3, 4 and remake, which one is the weakest in the whole series, they will all scream out with big abundance. Devil May Cry 2. The story, the Dante himself was kind of overpowered, but it was a lot of glitches. It was a lot of things bad with the game, just in general. And the whole cult following of the Devil May Cry series was like in a huge uproar. They really wish they could like take that one out of the whole equation of the series because it was just that bad. It was horrible. Horrible. Very horrible. Scary. So.
Yeah. The reason why I felt like SmackDown 2 was the best. I also have my worst too, but I'm gonna say it after I tell you why. It's because it had an unlimited season mode. So, and you could play it all with your friends, either multi with the multi-tap or without. and even if you were playing it by yourself, your friends would randomly be part of the storyline, and you would randomly make alliances, and it was just and like the Royal Rumble, everything coincide. Like that game was ahead of its time because they don't even make the wrestling games this good to have the better graphics now, like SmackDown 2. Like it was just amazing. If I had that game right now, I'd play it right now. I would play it on stream just because it's that fun. My worst game and that I feel the sequel, I'm pretty sure OG knows this one too. Perfect Dark Zero. Perfect.
Yeah, that was a horrible sequel compared to the first. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
the first one was revolutionary, but that second one, oh my god.
They like redid everything, tried to reinvent everything, and it was going to be on Xbox. I thought it was on Xbox. I thought it was going to be epic. You know, it was going to be the reason why I was going to invest in an Xbox, and yeah, I just thought it was really bad, because the multiplayer was poorly executed, the AI was poorly executed, the story was poorly executed, everything was just poor, and Online said her favorite series was Metal Gear Solid. I liked Metal Gear Solid 1. I didn't like Metal Gear Solid 2. I didn't like any of the sequels of Metal Gear Solid, to be honest. I actually thought Metal Gear Solid Survival, like in a Fortnite type aspect, would have been pretty cool, but they dropped the ball there too. Unfortunately, they made it more like zombies.
I got another one for you.
Okay.
Okay.
There's another worse. You might know this, OG.
Probably.
We've said it before. Final Fantasy X-2.
Since you brought it up,
I just thought
that was my worst.
Okay.
That was actually my worst. So you actually said it, Beezle, it's as if you knew me. But yes, so since you did bring it up, I have to talk about it then. So yes, my least favorite sequel of all time is Final Fantasy X-2. For me, it's a deeper reasoning because Final Fantasy X in itself is my favorite Final Fantasy of all time. It's just my number one favorite. It's debatable, but it's still my favorite. There are a few others that are pretty close to being as good, but 10 just did wonders for me. I love the combat system. I love the story was actually decent. I was confused at first, but I get it now. But the combat really keeps you engaged. The tagging out system is like the best type of combat system I've ever seen. Graphics are actually pretty good for its type of voice. And Blitzball, oh my god,
Blitzball was amazing.
I have a file specifically for Blitzball. So yes. Now that we've hyped up the game,
I need to share something with you real quick. Speaking of Final Fantasy, there's a casino in Final Fantasy 14.
Yes, there is. And Blitzball will be coming to 14 soon.
Oh, that's awesome! I'm going to be looking forward to that definitely. So glad you told me.
And go ahead.
So for 10-2, because I hyped up 10 just to talk about 10-2. The reason 10-2 is the worst sequel ever is because you turned my favorite Final Fantasy game into garbage. The combat system was just terrible. They did the whole Dresser thing. They were trying to be different. I get that. But it was poorly executed. It was one of those things that looked good on paper. Like when I first started playing, I was like, okay, this might be interesting. This is different. But it just got old, constantly seeing the cinematic of them change clothes as if I just want to go shopping all day long. And then
but you love to go shopping.
Yes, totally. And then on top of that, the story mode became even more confusing because they were trying to put pieces together with the whole like dress fear thing and whatnot. And I gotta get back with you about something because I just got an answer on a question we just discussed earlier, but I'll get back to that in a second. But yeah, I mean the combat system was terrible. The story got even more confusing, made less sense. I liked the ending though. I mean, it was a happy ending if you completed it 100%, which that was a task in itself. But the ending was the best part of the game. There's nothing
Why?
else good
Because
I
it
could
was
say.
over? Because it was over?
It wasn't because it was over. It was actually it was a good happy ending that kind of made sense. So as much as I'm trashing the game, I do have to give it its props, and I like the ending. But the game, the actual story in general throughout wasn't so good.
Mhm.
I'll say that the concert thing was kind of cool.
Also,
I'll
it was
give it
kind of
that.
good. That
Yeah, the
cutscene was
1,000
amazing.
words. That was good. I'll give it that kind of props. But overall, oh, and they ruined Blitzball. Ruined Blitzball. I mean, you couldn't even control it. It was everything was auto done for you. You couldn't actually like move around and pass and stuff. No,
It
you
was like
picked a
your coach was
formation.
watching.
Yeah, you were like a coach instead of a player, and you had no control. It was so bad, so bad. So that's why that's my worst sequel, because you took my best game and made it a bad sequel. Don't ever do that again. Um,
Square Enix.
yeah. Anyway,
That was OG's rant, by the way.
kind of. Yeah, you're about right. Now Bezoid, I kind of want to get with you real quick because you had made a statement earlier that all Devil May Cry fans will pretty much agree that two was the worst Devil May Cry game. So I
Correct.
texted a good friend of me in Handy's, who's a huge Devil May Cry fan. You know exactly who I'm talking about.
Yep.
And I actually asked him, "What is the worst Devil May Cry game?" Believe it or
My
not, he
friend,
said four.
the Nero, he said 4.
He said four.
Hmm.
I'm gonna ask him why. I'm gonna say just curious why. I had to ask because when you mentioned Devil May Cry, I was like, we got a friend that's big into that, so that's why I've been like hitting him
Now,
up. But yeah, he actually
4,
said four.
We should call
4
him in.
did have some 4 did have some negatives to it. One, you didn't get to play with Dante enough. You got to play with Crybaby Nero a lot. Um, but yeah, I can see why it had some problems, but it wasn't near the outcry of, of how many people hated 2. Like everybody don't like 2. So that's why I'm like, wow, he put 4 as the worst.
So can
Yeah,
I?
Normally people would say that's the second one. We're not even considering the DMC. That's on the whole thing. We talking about Devil May. We're not even gonna add the reboot of DMC.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
That's in the toilet on a whole nother.
Yeah, we don't want to get into
I
that.
have a
We ain't gonna get
confession.
Hmm.
I don't like the Devil May Cry series at all.
Oh, how dare you!
I just don't.
I actually do like the game. I actually watched our friend play it for a while, and I actually got into
I
it.
can
I dug
watch
it.
it. I can watch it, but I can't play it. It's too hacky slash for me. I can't. I can't. I can't. I just no.
But see, that's the thing. He was so stylish, and you could do so much combos. I don't
Yeah.
think it was really as hack and slash. Well, you could just go through the game just by
Trust
you know,
me.
hitting the
I
same
went.
button.
I
But
went through the game just tapping square a lot of the time. I'm just
you can go through a lot of the games just doing that. But the thing about that made Devil May Cry and Bayonetta so awesome is how good you do it. You know what I'm saying?
The different
The
combos.
different combos you could just create.
see.
Like,
That's Mrs. Bezoid right there. She know.
that was Miss Beasley. She just came home.
Yep.
Hello.
And
Hello.
Devil May Cry,
Hey.
Bayonetta is one of her favorite things.
That shit was bad that I didn't get a chance to play that way.
Bayonetta. That the thing of beating demons and then looking good while beating demons is what made the game so amazing.
Okay.
And they like you were OP into, but it was not fun. You know how we said earlier we was playing World War II last night and we won and we lost, and when we won it didn't even feel like we was enjoying
Yeah,
it.
I was going 20
That's
and
how
6
Devil May
and
Cry
I was not having
think.
fun. Yeah, I just wasn't having fun. So I have to since we were talking about Final Fantasy, and I know Bezoid forgot to ask you this question, and I brought this to Bezoid's attention on his stream one day, and I figured this would be a good debate to end the podcast on.
Uh-oh.
Mr. OG, we want to know why you feel like Final Fantasy VII is overrated.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so I think I've actually said this before in the podcast, but I
But
don't think it was live.
it wasn't
So I think
live,
that's
and Bezoid
it
wasn't
wasn't
here,
live.
and
Yeah.
Bezoid had
And
no
Bezo
idea.
wasn't there.
No.
Okay. So I will first and foremost give it its props. It is standalone a good game. Here's my problem. People make it seem like Final Fantasy never existed until 7 came out. And there are a lot of old school Final Fantasy players that never spoke up. But after 7 came out, now everyone's trying to say, oh no, 6 was actually better, which is fine to say. I'm okay with that. But here's the problem though, nobody decided to use their vocal cords until 7 came out because 7 brought in a new generation of people to Final Fantasy. So I'll give it its props there. But because of these new people who didn't know nothing about Final Fantasy, they made it to where it was like the best Final Fantasy ever. And as if no other Final Fantasy existed, it created fanboys and the annoying kind of fanboys, not the ones that are just like, happy about the game and, it had good things to say about it. These are people that were blindly saying, yeah, Final Fantasy VII was the best. Well, why was it the best? Well, I mean, it was the first one I played.
That's
And,
me. That's me. That's
you know,
me. That's totally me. That's
it's
totally
just
me.
like
Oh.
that bothers the crap out of me. If you're gonna tell me that a certain game is the best game or best type of that game ever, I need good read, not necessarily fact. I need at least a good opinion of why it's good, other than it was the first one I just played. Like you need to tell me, okay, was it the combat system? Was it the story? Did you like the materia system? No, it was like thousands upon thousands of people that said it was my first Final Fantasy. That's why it's the best. So you never played 4, you never played 2, you never played 6. You're just blindly going to say 7 because it was the first one. And even if you play the ones later on, it doesn't matter because 7 will be the holy grail of Final Fantasy. That is bullcrap.
Okay. That's not 7's fault.
That's true. but you asked why do I think it's overhyped, and that's the reason.
I do see where you're coming from now that you explained it that way.
Someone's at my door. Hold on. Go ahead.
Now that you explained it that way,
Come in.
that dude. See.
Yeah.
But that it makes me laugh because even I know that there are dudes that do that. But it's just
man.
It's just like the Warriors.
Yeah.
It's just like God of War. It's just like you name the game too. And you're always gonna have the bandwagon that really ain't played video games that just said this game is awesome because they heard their best friend. Or they really haven't gotten a chance to really play the games in this series, and they're like, oh,
sorry, I dropped off for a second.
Oh,
but yeah, I mean, and that's the problem that I have with not only this same thing that I just brought to you. That's also why I hate when people say that Final Fantasy 13 was bad. Now, granted, yes, it did have a lot of flaws, but here's the problem: nobody's able to explain what's wrong with it. I agree that Final Fantasy 13 had a lot of issues, despite the fact that I do like the game. But they're on this bandwagon of just because a few people said they didn't like it, everybody says they don't like it. They haven't even played the darn game. That's what bothers me. I don't mind you not agreeing with me. I don't mind you not liking a game that I like, but tell me why. Give me some good reasons. As a matter of fact, there was one hater video that I actually liked. Believe it or not, there was a video that actually explained why Final Fantasy 13 was bad. And even though I disagree with it, the guy had some good information, and I actually liked the video because, despite the fact that we disagreed, he provided a good argument. And that's what I respect. I respect people who can tell me that my idea is bad because of this and provide good facts. That's what I want.
You know what this reminds me of?
Mm-hmm.
When Call of Duty was so big, I used to ask the question, why do people like Call of Duty?
Uh-huh.
And nobody could ever why. Like they wouldn't say nothing but like so you never played the story, you never did anything but pop on and kill people. And they were like, yeah, that's all. They never could tell me why they enjoyed it. So it kind of reminds me of that. And 13, I played through the whole thing. Got one trophy away from platinum. I enjoy the game. I wish there was a lot of things they changed. I hate hope.
Right.
Now I'm gonna
I
be right back.
hated
I'm
the
gonna go
fact
use
that it was
restroom.
linear.
Be
I
right
did not like that the beginning was linear. The beginning was
Yeah.
linear.
The beginning forced you basically to go where it wanted you to go for a good stretch of the game. I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, that part I didn't like. I did like some of the story. I wanted to slap Lightning because she always got mad at my boy Snow for no reason.
Yep.
Fame was awesome. Vanille, I just wanted to chokeslam her because she could have did something different that would have changed everything.
And that voice. But anyway.
You sound like me when I feel about Misty on Pokemon. God.
You just have a hate for Misty. So why you gotta call her that? She like a little 11-year-old girl.
That little skeezer got on my nerve.
Okay, we're not gonna get into that. There were things on 13 that I did enjoy. The grid, I did enjoy that. I wish it was more like 10, but I enjoy what they did.
Oh, you're talking about the Crystarium. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I did kind of like that.
I don't care for the Crystarium, believe it or not. Even though I like the game, I didn't like the Crystarium system at all. And yes, I think 10 Sphere Grid was like 10 times better because there was a lot more customization that you can do. Whereas 13, you were kind of limited because the problem with the Crystarium was the fact that even though it sort of lets you branch into other classes, you still had very, very small limitations, so you really couldn't go that far. A lot of it was just over-expensive stat boosts. That's all it was.
Yeah.
And stat boosts that really weren't worth it. It was just if we were a completionist, it was good to do. That was about it. One of the things I did like that they did in the beginning of 13, even though it was very linear in the beginning, I do like the fact that they kind of went back and forth on different perspectives. The whole this is happening, meanwhile this is happening. This is one of those story mechanics that a lot of games nowadays don't do very well, and I think they did good with that. But yeah, it was linear for too long is what it boils down to. It's okay to be linear to some degree, and this is actually kind of the argument that video was talking about. I'll just tell you what he said. He compared Final Fantasy 13 to Final Fantasy 10. He said that Final Fantasy 10 and Final Fantasy 13 are almost the exact same thing when it comes to linearity. The difference is you don't notice it in 10. Because in 10, for the most part, you were actually forced to go to certain places and couldn't go too far. It's just that you had so many distractions that you never noticed it. Whereas with 13, you were stuck and you knew you were stuck. There was nothing else to do but to deal with these two people at a time having their little discussions as they walk and do the same thing over and over. But believe it or not, 10 had that similar situation in their game where you were kind of forced to go in certain areas depending on what part of the story you were in. But you had so much around you going on as far as like what happens along the way and a little thing you can stop at to do something special or a little side quest that you didn't realize the linearity of it. So he made the point that the key to making a linear game good is to hide the fact that it's linear.
I think the fact that they called it a pilgrimage, like they was doing what some already did, that route specifically covered up the fact that they were linear.
Yeah. But nobody complained about it. And that was the difference. You know what I mean? It was acceptable in that game because of how they did it. The problem with 13 is they didn't execute it properly. And I can agree with that. Even though I like the game, I definitely agree with that argument. And that's why I like that video. Even though he was hating on 13, he had really good points.
What made it even more apparent that it was the fact that you literally could only go so far in the stereo grid until so far in the next game, until beat certain bosses, then you unlock this, then you unlock that. So it really put in your face that you were.
I can't comment on 13 because I never played 13.
That's okay.
It was a decent game. It did have its good things, it had its bad things.
Right.
13-2, on the other hand, I was going to say that earlier. I didn't like that one.
I'm debatable on 13 too. There were things they did fantastic and things they just dropped the ball on hard. So that one, I don't know. I'm on the fence about that. I mean, I did play the game and finish it, but I don't know how I feel about it.
So
now, 13-3, I thought would have been so smart had they not had the time. Oh, I wanted
Oh, that was so annoying.
that was so. Oh my god, I wanted to really.
Wait,
enjoy
is 13 the one where she's pretending to be Jesus?
That's
That was-
13-3, yeah.
13.
Oh, I hated
Yeah.
that one.
Because of
Yeah.
the time.
The time
ruined
it was just boring.
everything.
It was just and like I don't know. It was just I didn't understand. I didn't see lightning as like the Jesus type. Saving people.
One
And-
thing that is beloved by the family is the ability to explore. But on this, you're limited because you got time, so
Right.
you can't
Right.
explore, which is the thing your game is based on.
Right,
So
right.
Why
Final-
would you do that?
It's like Call of
Mhm.
Duty, not pulling out multiplayer for Modern Warfare 2. Doesn't make any sense. But I gotta reiterate something. This is how you know me and OG are really good friends. It's like he practically just clowned me and it didn't offend me because he's right. And you should be able to, be that way with friends. But that totally. That was pretty funny though, because that's totally me. That's the main reason why I like 7. It was my first Final Fantasy. It got me into it. I knew nothing about Final Fantasy.
But see, to your defense, 7 was mine. But I went back and I played 6, I played Tactics, I played 8, I played 9, I played 10, I played 11, I played 12. Recently, a lot. I played 13, 1, and 3. 14, you see me on stream.
14 might be my ultimate favorite.
I played every single one.
14,
And I still call 7.
14 might be my ultimate favorite. Now, I really enjoy that game a lot. I wish I had more time to put into it.
But see, there's a reason why I call it 7. 1 has the most.
The material is cool.
The material, the material is my favorite in that.
Yeah.
10 is my second favorite. 10 is my second favorite. I love the spirit. But 7 was so simple, and it was so the way you could just. I made so many loadouts that I was able to I could put my controller down, and it would automatically do what I wanted to do, just and wipe out.
Yeah, with 7, you could be very customizable with the material.
Very customizable. It was awesome.
But you're right.
And you can customize the character.
The growing of the chocobos and
the breeding the chocobos was awesome. Like I'd spend so many hours trying to see how many chocobos I can breed.
The story and the characters and learning the backstory of Youth and my boy Vince and learning all that and this man.
I liked Barrett.
Barrett backstory was awesome. I thought him cussing when in back then when we were all kids and somebody cussing a video game, like,
that was a big deal. Yeah,
that was a big deal as kids. And the story is amazing, and it was so memorable, and the bad guys were so awesome, and I still right now can do the Turk's theme in my head, and it was just so many things that was so right about the game. Of course, it had a couple of negatives, but every game does.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I would definitely agree with the material system, in my opinion, being the second best. I do like the Spirit Creed just slightly more in 10, but I will agree that 10 and 7 probably had the best system in terms of how you can learn stuff, experience and all that. But yeah, I do respect Materia. Materia system was great. The fact that your villain had their own theme song that's popular to this day means a lot. As a matter of fact, probably one of the most hyped moments on Video Games Live when me and Handy went was when that song came out. When that song came out, I wanted to. Oh man, I was so trying to calm down, but it was ridiculous hearing that in person with people actually singing that chorus part, going "Supper off," and just going all hard, and that's how I recorded and put it on YouTube. I mean, it was that epic.
And playing electric guitar, that was so sick, bro.
Oh yeah, I mean, so yeah, Final Fantasy VII in terms of its music, the characters, and the material system. I mean, they did have a really good combination of stuff.
Yeah,
so yes, I'm gonna say that it was definitely a good game. I
Final
just wish
Fantasy
that people
Final
would
Fantasy
get off
Seven
the hype train.
Final Fantasy Seven was the underground rapper that became mainstream, and now everybody knows him as the mainstream artist and not the underground artist. But his underground work was better than his mainstream stuff. That's what Final Fantasy is. That's,
Sounds like Mike Jones, but anyway.
yeah. Who?
Mike Jones.
But that's a perfect way to, because not really nobody knew what Final Fantasy was until it became mainstream. Only
Yeah.
people that knew,
The only people that knew was the cult fans.
right.
Yeah, like me and some of the others. Because again, I played 4 before I played. I even played Mystic Quest, which was a terrible Final Fantasy. But anyway, I played Mystic Quest before I played 7. But yeah, 7 was definitely a breath of fresh air. I just didn't like how the newbies came in and ruined it for me. That's all it was. But yeah, 7 is definitely a great game, and I would. And that's why when they talk about the whole remake thing, it sounds exciting, except for the fact that it made me wait for so long that I just stopped caring.
The fact that it's never coming out,
Oh,
the fact
yeah,
that the remake,
we're gonna be 60 when it comes.
bro.
Oh yeah,
It's gonna be virtual reality. I'm telling you.
Like,
Pharisees not die. That's all I'm saying. We're gonna wait this
I thought when they announced it, they was at the point where they had to hit the emergency button, because that's what I felt that the remake of Final Fantasy 7 was. It was the break the glass if you're in trouble button, and I thought they was we in trouble, hit it, we gotta do it, and I thought they was gonna be hype about finally putting this together, and they just don't know what they're doing over
But
there right now.
I mean, no offense to Square Enix, but that seems to be their MO. They keep remaking their games. They've remade 4. They started making 15. They remade that. They started remaking
Kingdom Hearts 3.
They started
Hearts
making. They started making 14. They made 14, and then they remade that. I mean, it's just kind of like their MO, unfortunately.
The thing with 14 though, they made it. They brought it out. The gamers said, "Oh hell no," and Jay was like, "Okay, you don't like this? We'll redo it." They at least brought it out.
Yeah, so I mean that's okay. Them redoing 14 fine. Yeah,
it was like,
and I'm okay with them redoing 15 to be honest.
But at least they could have brought it out and had some people test and say, okay, we don't like this and that. They was like, no, we're just gonna work on it for another 3-4 years.
A little side quest. Final Fantasy 15 mobile is out, where the actual game is reduced to a mobile version. No.
Yeah.
I heard the sigh in your
So it's okay. So the story's there. It looks ugly. Oh my god, does it look ugly? I can't promote that to be played on mobile. I'm sorry.
Okay.
It just looks too ugly for it. And normally I wouldn't talk about graphics, but the thing is a lot of games that get ported to mobile actually look good. They look really, really good and better, and but for some reason Final Fantasy 15, and it's not the only game that's failed, but I don't think it's good on mobile. I'm just stick to console or PC. Actually, PC you're probably gonna get the best experience. In all honesty,
yeah, you are.
But don't do mobile. Just saying, don't do it. It's a trap.
You heard it here. Don't do mobile.
Fox, it's a trap. Yeah, Star Fox all day.
Star Fox is coming. New Star Fox is coming.
The crowd y'all talking about a lot of dang on Final Fantasy. God dang it, get back on fighting. Get back on shooter game.
Right?
They're
Where's
back.
my PUBG?
They're back. They're going back to being nerds again.
That's a great game.
You want us to talk about Pokemon? What is there to say?
I haven't caught them all.
Ask them how they feel about this. How do they feel about now Nintendo putting it on Switch compared to the Game Boys that we knew and grew up on?
Well, there you go.
There you go. That's a good question.
How do people really feel? Because honestly, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but you're basically telling people who have bought DS for themselves or their children, hey, we're no longer putting Pokemon on this. In order for you to get it now, you basically have to buy a Switch.
Them business-wise, they don't care. They're like, we raking
They're
in the
yeah,
money.
they're throwing
The
money
gamer
up there.
in me, the gamer in me is like, that is some BS. But the business of them is saying, I'm rich, bitch. That's what they saying. So
It's basically trying to give. They're trying to find a reason to get people to buy a Switch.
Yeah.
he's
Well,
answering.
not only that,
It's
but
basically
what's up, Black Out?
they basically are trying to
I mean,
find a
Black
reason
Jacket, my bad.
to buy a Switch.
My thing is though
Can't
too,
blame them.
like okay, so I see this. I see the argument on both sides, but at the same time, like I would kind of enjoy it on the Switch only because of the technology that's on the Switch. So I would be excited to get it on the Switch. Now it would only be sucky for the person that can't afford the Switch, or necessarily has like all their content on the DS and they can't transfer their content over. If it's a ported version, because I believe. Are they making a new Pokemon, or are they just porting it over?
They're making a new.
It's a new one.
It's a new
Yeah,
No, they're
it's a
making
new one.
Pokemon, the one I told you, Ray Sean told you about, Pokemon Future and Past. That's on Switch. But
Yeah.
I feel as though it's going to be a form of that. It's not going to sell as it.
No, it's gonna sell.
Oh, it's gonna sell.
It's gonna sell.
But the
Even if it just sells in Japan, it's gonna sell.
thing about it is, I saw like, you know how they give you like a little trailer, but not so much of a trailer.
A teaser.
A
He
teaser.
basically said the past. These are the people you're dealing with. You know how we had Team Skull and Team Rocket. It's either them, two totally different groups. Future and past. One of them two legendary. If it's legendary, they look nice, but that's all you're really.
What they're capitalizing.
Man, look, I can show you the video. This is
What they're capitalizing on right now, the Switch, because of the games. Like
I would say Switch is winning.
Splatoon and Legend of Zelda, Mario Odyssey, but
all
you
those are.
But you still ain't came out with Smash Brothers.
Well, they bring.
They
Oh,
coming. They
what's
coming.
They coming with that. They porting that over.
Yeah, they porting that.
The thing is, I know you're mad because yes, and you got.
And I mean, honestly, I want you to. I want
See,
Pokemon on DS,
his wife's
you're
passionate about
basically
gaming, man.
She's really passionate about this thing. First.
All starting with my final one. Then you might as well say throw it away.
No, you ain't gotta throw it away.
Toss it out.
Gamers are collected. But I'll
You're
let
not
you
even-
go ahead from here.
You're not even trying to give us Diamond and Pearl.
Go ahead, OG.
They do need to put it on the handheld as well. I think they should do both Switch and the latest DS version. They do need to do both at the same time to be fair to those who don't have a Switch. Because at the end of the day, Legend of Zelda and Mario have already gotten your core players plus some to buy a Switch. So you don't need to worry about Switch sales. You need to worry about your game sales at this point. So you're gonna have less game sales because you can't put it on DS.
And it's not like they stopped making DSs. They're making a different version of the DS. It's an expanded. It's like a expanded DS.
Yeah, so I definitely agree with her though. It's a tragedy that they're putting it on Switch only, but they do need to put it on the latest DS, especially if they make a new one. They need to put it on that too, because you're gonna lose sales because you're limiting the people that can get by it, basically.
Definitely.
Yeah, I agree.
Definitely. All right. Does anybody else have anything else they want to discuss? Also, I want to give a shout out to Amazon for just not dropping my package off at the front door and not saying anything. Anybody in the apartment complex could have picked up my package. Thank God I'm very because I thought somebody was knocking, but no, it was them putting the package in front of my door and walking away. Shout outs to Amazon.
Shout out to Amazon.
Thank you very much. Had I would have lost that, I would have been very upset, considering it's a very expensive equipment. But anyway, anybody else?
The only thing I want to say is I never did tell you my favorite sequel. I just told you my worst sequel.
Oh, my bad.
I got so passionate about it, I completely forgot my favorite. But my favorite sequel, and this is something that most people won't guess, but I've brought it up before. It's actually Lufia 2.
Oh yeah, I knew
And the reason for that is because the first game actually wasn't so good, believe it or not. It was just a basic RPG, nothing special about it. But when the second one came out, the story was so good that as an adult, the ending brought me to tears. Like it's that good of a story. And I don't like admitting that on air, but like it basically it was a sequel that was actually a prequel, which was
I got
very ingenious in that time.
Quick question. OG.
Yeah.
I want to make sure I'm thinking of the right game. Is that the one with speaking first?
What
Is that
happened?
the one that what? I'm sorry.
Was that the Ligia where the one of the characters she couldn't speak in the beginning until later on in the story?
Um, that okay. That was the first one. The first part of the game was about the girl who couldn't speak in the beginning.
Oh, that was part one.
That was part one. Part two was what actually happened before the events of part one. They had okay, because part one they did shout outs to the main four heroes, but you actually played as different people. Well, part two was you playing as the main four heroes, even though you had other people that came back and forth. But you're on the right path. It's called Lufia 2, or the Japanese version, it's Estopia, I believe is what the Japanese word for it is. Because I think there's a Game Boy port of the game, I believe. I'm not sure if it's DS or what, but I think the handheld version is called Estopia 2 or something like that with an E, Estopia. But Lufia 2 had a fantastic story. Like I said, it moved me. When a game can put me to tears, that means something. And then I actually enjoyed the combat system. I enjoyed the puzzles because almost every dungeon is a constant puzzle, and I like that. For some people, that might be frustrating, but most of the puzzles are not super difficult. So, you should be fine. There is one that's overcomplicated, but it's a side quest to get a really good item. And that's the only one that I've never done. But anyway, but there's so many awesome side quests. The story is good. And the combat is basic but still decent. It was so good for its time, but it was underrated because it got overshadowed by Final Fantasy VII. It came out around that same time frame.
Ooh, sorry.
So, but yeah, I mean, it's kind of and it was one of the last Super Nintendo games made, so there were only so many copies sold, which means if you were to try to buy it now, you have to pay a pretty penny for it. But really, really solid story and decent combat, and that's why it was actually my favorite too, because it was 10 times better than the original.
Ah, okay. Cool.
But that's pretty much it for as far as I'm concerned.
I figured that was because we talked about that like in episode 10, I believe, or 9, about how somebody bought that game off of you for like over $100 or something like that.
Oh no, that's Suikoden.
Oh,
They bought that game from me for over like a few $100s. Yeah, that was Suikoden. That's another good sequel, but that's not my favorite sequel.
Oh, okay.
I think I got another bad sequel. I think I got my good sequel. I think I got my favorite. I think I got another bad.
What I want to let me do a little side quest real quick. It's been announced by the PlayStation people. Since we're talking about PlayStation in certain games, PlayStation 5 is coming out, but is not being released until 2020. So we have a long while. People were starting rumors, and the reason why there was a rumor of it coming out sooner, because a lot of the people that make games for PlayStation were already receiving developer kits for the PlayStation 5 to make games, but it's been confirmed the PlayStation 5 is not coming until 2020.
Quick question for y'all with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do y'all feel as though it's too soon?
2020? The year 2020?
Mm-hmm.
Debatable. I think we somewhat touched up on this too recently, but I think it's too soon. I think that we're still barely exploring the PS4. I mean, it's in its prime right now. You know what I mean? And maybe that's why they're coming out with a 5. They want to maybe cut it off while it's at its hype, but I think that's a bad idea, though. But I don't know. It is too soon.
I don't think the year 2020 is too soon. If you think about it, PlayStation 4 is already 4 years old. So you figure 2020, it's already 2018. It's gonna be 7 years. I think that's good. I think it's good.
I'm gonna say why,
Okay.
and I'm gonna have a counter to my own self.
Mm-hmm.
sucks because I didn't even notice. Like most of the consoles in previous generations, including back to Nintendo,
Mm.
had a normal lifespan of 5 years.
Yeah.
So us hitting 6 or 7, what you were saying a couple of ago, Handy, which is about true. But I agree with OG on the simple fact that they do not explore the full potential of the console. If they were exploring it and we were having problems with you know evolving even further, then I'll be like, let's go for another. But we barely touching the surface. We are barely touching the surface. What the 3 could do, and what the Xbox 360 could do, let alone this PS4.
But
PS4
but is
Xbox.
that now I'm gonna ask you this question: is that PlayStation's fault, or is there certain standards? It's kind of like what I was talking about like a couple episodes back. I think way before you joined. There's like you can make a really cool car, but the car has got to follow certain guidelines and standards to be legal and on the road. And if it doesn't follow these certain standards, like have a certain kind of a carburetor and submit certain CO2s and stuff like this, if it doesn't meet those or have certain miles to the gallon or something, or have a certain type of engine, for certain RPMs, if it doesn't meet those requirements or goes above those, they're not submitted to be on the road or the highway. So what if, right? Because we really don't know. We've never made a console. We're not deep into the gaming industry enough yet to really know. What if, like, PlayStation wants to touch those bases, but they can't? So they're like, you know what? Well, the only thing left for us to do is to make a new console because there's certain standards that we have to abide.
Let me ask you this. There's a difference there. One, you're saying for a car to come out. These systems are already out. We're playing them now. Why do we need to go to the next system? We ain't even used these systems completely. There's a big difference in those two things. You're saying to bring out something new, they have to be up to these standards. Well, these standards are already hit, and we still ain't maximized.
Well, what I'm saying, maybe I gave the bad example, but what if there's a reason why, like, standard wise, by like the I don't know, because there's somebody that's over PlayStation and over Xbox and all these companies that say, hey, this is okay, this is not okay. So what if there's a reason, like, why certain things are okay and why certain things are not? And we just
we all know the answer to that, Andy. They're not making a new system because they have standards. They're making a new system because they want money.
Right.
Let's be totally honest with that. They are looking for more money.
And here's the potential problem with this, because Sega was the one that made this mistake. Sega rushed a system at one time to try to compete with Nintendo. And I'm not sure which Sega system it was, but it bombed because of it. Because of the fact that they gave them this stringent. I think it was a Dreamcast. And the sad thing was the Dreamcast was actually a good system. It
was ahead of its time.
But it was ahead of its time, and it was rushed because they were trying to, because Nintendo had made a big push, and Sega was just desperate to beat Nintendo, and it was actually the leaders, the board of directors of Sega, that was like, make a new system. They tried to resist, like the actual like people they were talking to. They were like, it's too soon. We got a lot we got to do. We don't have the manpower, and they were like, no, make the system effective this day. It has to happen. That's what the leader said. So that's what they did. They rushed it the best they could. And yeah, it sucked.
Well, obvious.
Yeah. She wasn't talking about.
Yeah, no.
Okay. But despite the fact that Dreamcast was a decent system for what it was rushed, and that's why it didn't beat Nintendo, because it was obviously rushed. So I bring that up to say, if Sony ends up rushing, it's going to fail. If this is something that's been thought out and planned about and done correctly, then some good can come of it. But I don't know that it's necessary.
I don't see I don't see PlayStation rushing. If anything, I see anybody rushing, and I've already seen them rush, is Microsoft. Because I was watching a video the other day, and somebody said, the actual Xbox X would have been a good, or the Xbox One S would have been a good starter console for the Xbox One series, and then go to the Xbox One X should have been like a whole new generation of console. And I kind of agree, but I feel like right where Xbox rushed was when they did the Xbox One S and then they did the Xbox One X. Like there was no reason. There was no reason. Like even today, like, okay, people are still having the same problems with the games. Doesn't matter which Xbox you have, you still have the same problems on Fortnite. You know what I mean? You still having the same problems on PUBG. I don't know. I don't think PlayStation would be rushing. I think 7 years is a good. I don't know. I just feel like seven's a good number.
It's not a bad number. I just it kind of like what Beasley said. It just seems like there's still more they're doing with the PS4. That I mean, what's the point in putting all this effort on the PS4 if they're making the PS5? Like because they made the PS Pro. You know what I mean? Even though I mean the difference isn't like super duper crazy, but there is a difference though.
And I need to reiterate something because they also did announce that it won't be backwards compatible either.
There you go.
Yeah. It will not be backwards compatible. So
now, see, if you were saying to me that it was backwards compatible, I would be more apt to say it's we're trying to raise the standards. No, it's literally a money grab, man. Because all the money you just put, and they're not gonna say the stuff that you buy on PS4 or the let's say Xbox One that you buy on digital. You can't use that on the next console.
Yeah.
Why? And then they're gonna remake all the games that they made previously and call it a remaster, and put it in there, and then you have to rebuy the games again. That is money grabbing.
That's true.
There's no reason for us to go to a new console unless we were struggling, and we're not struggling. If it's a problem on connections on Fortnite, that is not the system. That is the developers not making it right.
Well, yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, what I meant by that is because everybody says, well, Xbox One X makes things run better, and when it comes to the truth, you're still having the same issues as I'm having on the Xbox One with Fortnite or PUBG. At the end of the day, so it's not like I need to go, oh my god, I have to go throw my money at the screen so I can play Fortnite better or play PUBG better. Because at the end of the day, I'm still gonna play PUBG the same way. There's still gonna be a death right before. There's still gonna be a lag right before I die. Sometimes.
Okay.
But yeah.
So I will throw my money at the screen on PlayStation 5 until Final Fantasy 16 comes out, because Lord knows it's not going to be one of their launch titles. And if it does become a launch title for some strange reason, I'm just going to throw my hands up. But yeah, I'll probably be 2025 before I buy a PS5. I'll put it to you that way.
It all depends.
When it's on sale.
It all depends on what happens. Right now, I mean, they could change their minds, freaking, we just don't know. But that's just the article I read, because a lot of people were trying to say that because of the dev kits, a lot of people were trying to say that the PS5 was coming out this year. So like the guy had to say no, it's not coming out until at least 2020. So we'll see.
Yeah, they're gonna do it. They're probably even working on it. They're gonna do it.
We'll see what E3 announced. They might talk about it in E3. Who knows? I don't think
I don't think they're gonna talk about it till next year.
You don't think so?
They'll start talking about it next year, and build up for.
Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna talk about it this year yet, because I don't know, just something a little too early to start a year.
I kind of agree because if you're going to talk about a console, you should talk about it the year before it's going to
Right.
launch, as opposed to 2 or 3 years. I
Right.
kind of agree that that's just too long a hype, and then it's going to hurt your PS4 game sales because people are going to say, "Well, why buy this PS4 game when I know a PS5 is coming out?"
Yeah.
And I know definitely I can't no backwards compatibility. What's the use of mine? I'm like, yeah, they're gonna win.
Yeah. Yep.
Really hyping that.
Yep. All right. Does anybody else have anything they want to discuss?
I wanted to say before I wanted to say another one. I was wondering
Okay.
if you
My bad.
agree with me, or even if you even played it.
What?
Does one remember a great game called
Called what? Xenogears?
Xenosaga? That's it.
Xenosaga. Is that was a sequel of Xenogears, right?
It was a series, off-brand series.
It was on
Yeah, it's a
PlayStation.
little bit different.
It was on
Bit
PlayStation 2, right?
Yes.
Yes,
actually.
yes.
Yeah,
I played
it was.
I played it. I actually.
Xenosaga had
Yeah. Mhm. That's a good game.
Cyborg. Yes, the first one was amazing.
Yeah, I liked it. Yeah, I liked the
First
first one.
one was amazing. It was my favorite of the series. 2 was horrible.
Oh, 2 was bad.
It was really
2
bad.
was
I
bad.
never played 2, so I don't know about it. I never
You
played
did
2.
not miss.
Patty was
You did
just
not miss OG. You would be like we talk about 10-2.
10-2.
10-2.
It's really, really bad. The writing was really, really bad. The voice acting, the story itself was very. It was very good on how they mapped the story out and how he was able to fight. On 2, you just wanted to end it. You was like, oh my god, this game is stupid. And Shion, oh my god, she make you your hair out how stupid she was. And you did have my boy Chaos. What's his name with the red hair? They did like that, but the story dragged on a lot. Dragged on a lot. It was a very good game, especially after 1, which was so good. And that's. But
Yeah, I actually played Xenosaga at OG's house. Actually, remember?
really,
Yep.
Just the first one though.
Yeah.
I never saw the second one. Yeah.
Mhm.
3 was better than 2. It wasn't good as 1. I did the whole series back to back. And when I
Okay.
went from 1 to 2, 2 was so bad. I just went 3.
I hate it when people make good sequels. All right.
It was really bad. Good sequel. Probably my favorite sequel. God of War 2.
What?
What 2? I didn't hear it.
God of War 2. God of War 1 was so amazing. We all know how good.
Yeah.
God of War 2 is pretty good.
Just up the ante. And man, the story, fighting, the new things you could do. Oh, I love this. Now that's my sequel.
Yeah, I'll say
That's
you'll be throwing your money at the screen when that
I'm
game comes out.
throwing 9 days. Let's get it. It will be on the stream. It will be a lot.
Nice.
God of War.
Okay. Yeah, I can agree with that.
And congrats to St. Louis. getting better
Yeah.
at Fortnite.
Congratulations getting in 3rd place. Good job.
Nice.
Good job, man. All right, guys. Anybody else got anything they want to discuss?
Nah, we're good. We're good.
All right,
There is something, but I'll save it till next week.
okay.
Okay.
It's
All right.
about Overwatch player.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shouts out to DB for giving me the information about it. I'll talk about it next week.
Nice. All right,
And
guys.
I'll send it to you so you can.
Yeah, since DB's not sending me stuff no more. Rip. DB said, you know what? I'm gonna go into Visa. No, I'm just kidding. It's all good.
I had to ask him for it. It wasn't like he.
It's all good. It's all good. All right, there, OG. Guess what? You get to do the outro, my friend.
Hey.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for tuning into the OG podcast. That's right, the Dynamic Trio, the Pod Squad, back again. And we'll be back next Wednesday, 10 a.m. Central. That's right. be there, and I know half of you are going to be late. So as long as you're there, that's what I care about. But other than that, Andy's going to be on the Able Gamers channel on Thursday, repping hard. And then, of course, Beasley will also be on Twitch. So check out his channel. If you haven't followed him, hit that button. And then don't forget to check out my YouTube videos when I start making some more. I got a couple of things in mind that I'm going to start doing. So if anybody wants to see competitive Shadowcraft or Shadow War, I'm sorry, Shadowverse.
Oh! You don't even know your own game!
Whoops. But anyway, if you want to see some competitive Shadowverse, I will definitely be making videos on that. It's going to be a series soon, so stay tuned for that. And of course, yes, we will be playing 14. I will be streaming that, but I will definitely be playing that on the side. But I'm sure. But yeah, well, that's something to think about.
You can on your PlayStation. You don't need no equipment.
Oh yeah, I know I can. I also know if I'm going to do it or not. But that's definitely something I know I can do. But we'll see. I'd rather actually enjoy the game without being live for a while before I do consider that. So we'll get there.
I do work before you take us fully out. Did you put it in the same? Did you put your character in the same server?
Yes, he did.
As, okay, so
I think right.
So,
the server I gave you all the
information? The stuff that you gave me, that's what I did. Yeah.
Okay.
So so the guild can give him the XP boost and everything.
Yeah.
Go ahead, continue.
All right. Well, I guess we were going to be done for the day, so you guys keep gaming.
Keep gaming, y'all.
Keep gaming.